Bama gang. Cause we always hit the nail on the head. So check this out, my Miami Hurricane fans, my college football fans. 9-0, baby. 9-0. 9-0. Miami is 9-0. Now, there's only 5 other teams in the country that could tell you that they're 5-0. So congratulations to my Miami Hurricanes. We are 9-0. Okay. Also, we can also put the Mario Cristobal versus Manny Diaz situation to sleep. Mario Cristobal won the game, dropped the 50 burger on Manny in Miami, sent them packing, sent them back to North Carolina, and it is what it is. No win for Duke, no celebration for our what do you want to call them? Rivals. Miami is a state champ, man. Miami is state champs. 9-0. 9-0. The Cuban Bowl has came to a conclusion. Mario Cristobal. We are state champs. Got the job done. What else can you ask for? Now, dramatic games, Miami will jump out on a team, and then, in my opinion, and there's no facts behind this or anything, but in my opinion, ABC probably called up, look, man, y'all can't be blowing teams out when we got y'all on the main channel, because when you start blowing teams out, ain't nobody gonna watch. They gonna switch to the next game. The same time we was playing, Penn State and Ohio State was playing at the same time. They had a close game. So, them ratings, man, that's just the excuse we're going to make for why we went into the half, down 21-17. And then, coming out of the second half, boom, Duke went and scored. And then everybody was, questioning Guidry. Some of the people that watched the game with me live yesterday started panicking. But I'm like, yo, you got to act like you've been here before. We've seen this before. We've seen it all season long. Sometimes teams hang around. Sometimes they even have leads. And then Miami, put the pedal to the metal and beat the brakes off them. That's how we do it. It is what it is. We are 9-0. Some of you guys are questioning the defense, questioning the secondary, questioning Guidry, questioning, even Shannon Dawson play calling sometimes. Sometimes you even question Cam Ward's holding the ball too long, not throwing it away, taking sacks and stuff like that. Y'all be questioning everything, but hey, be patient. Watch it play out. We are 9-0, baby. In my opinion, we're gonna be 10-0 soon. Georgia Tech is on the clock. They up next. But Miami versus Duke yesterday, like I said, phenomenal game. It was competitive until it wasn't, basically. And Miami did what Miami do, win the game. This is one of those games that we was, I want to say, favored by 21, and we won by 22. Sounds familiar, don't it? That's because we did it last week. It was not even just a week ago. It was all good just a week ago. Ask Florida State fans. A week ago, they was the same victim that Duke was. We beat Duke by 22 points yesterday. We beat Florida State the week before by 22 points. The spread was 21 in both of those games, and Miami covered. So I know some of you guys are betting, man, and you bet it on the game. Miami came through for you. Now, if you want to share some of that love over here, that's cool. The Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. You can also hit the super chat on YouTube. But hey, no pressure, man. Just watch, enjoy yourself. Get in the comment section so I can know who's up and, in the chat right now, bright and early watching, whether you're on YouTube or you're on Twitter, because we're broadcasting on both. So, oh, man, what a freaking game, man. What a game. Are you guys not entertained? Man, the Cam Ward show continued, but yesterday was a phenomenal day for none other than wide receiver number 7, Xavier Restrepo. Breaking records, man. Breaking records. He's now number one. He's number one. Numero uno. Number one in the University of Miami in receptions, Passed up Santana Moss yesterday. You know what they say, man. Records are meant to be broken. You can only be at top of the list for so long until somebody else come along. And that's what happened yesterday. And not only did he break it, though, he braked it in one of the best fashion you could possibly think of. A long 49-yard touchdown right across the middle. What else can you ask for? What else can you ask for? Now, keep this in mind. This record is broken. We still got 3 more regular season games. And on top of that, we still got ACC championship because we are still alive. We're undefeated in ACC play. Unlike some other teams we're going to talk about later, of course. So break that rule, break that record. Still got 3 more games, 3 more ACC games to play. Then on top of that, you got ACC championship. Miami going to be there in my opinion, but nonetheless, we're just going to factor that in. And then you got the playoffs right after. So that record is going to be extended. So the next man to, try to break it, it's going to be a tough task for you. It's going to be a tough task for you. Now, win. That's all we did. So we're going to look at some of the clips that I've been running into over the past couple, hours or so from yesterday to today. Some of the things that's been going on, So where's your Cash App name? If you look at the bottom of the screen right now, Lenorse, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see my Cash App right there with the $sign in front of my name. That's my Cash App. At the bottom of the screen where you see it scrolling, the letter scrolling at the bottom, my Cash App is right there. Appreciate you, boss. So, okay, let me bring up some of these clips. I do have some of them tucked away for you guys today. Obviously, we're going to talk about the big 3. Y'all already know Miami, Florida State, of course, and the Florida Gators. Another day. Right now, Miami, go ahead, get your appointment for the chiropractor ready because yesterday, once again, we had to carry the state on our back. It hurts. We got to go book you a massage envy, man. At this point, even if you book a happy ending with it, you might deserve it. You might deserve it, Miami. Because right now, we carrying the state. We are carrying the state. That's tough. That's tough, man. We are carrying the state right now. Cam Ward out here throwing 5 touchdowns, 400 plus yards, lighting up Manny Diaz. That's tough. Now, I do want to give Manny some kind of credit. He did wait around after the interviews with Xavier Restrepo and stuff like that. He did hang around to congratulate him. Xavier Restrepo is one of the few players that Manny Diaz did bring in and did coach before he had to basically depart from Miami because he got fired. But he did, speak highly of him in his press and everything like that. So I do want to, show some kind of love and respect for Manny Diaz. Nonetheless, he couldn't get the job done, but, he's still a good person in my book. That's tough. Now, let me get some of this stuff rolling on the screen. Also, guys, as you guys know, these shows that I do on Sunday is a recap of college football. And, of course, anybody for any team is allowed to come on. I do put the link in the chat. You guys could give your thoughts and opinions on the games that has been played. Now, I must say some of my regulars has disappeared. I do have a lot of college football fans, Florida State fans that normally come on the show that as of lately they've been missing in action. But when your team is 1-8 and is focused and is real focused on being 1-9, and it happens like that. Some people ain't really got much to talk about. College football is like therapy for a lot of people. And right now, Florida State just skipping their therapy sessions. That's tough. Now, I haven't done this in a while because at this moment it's getting repetitive. The comments are getting repetitive. The reaction Florida State fans react to, them losing to this team, that team. At this point, they've been losing to everybody, so the comments are repetitive. They just want to fire everybody. They crying about this. They crying about that. They crying about this player, that player. their players are decommitting from them and stuff like that. So it's getting repetitive. It's kind of sad at this moment. Florida State has become a sad school to report on. That's tough. Now, even some of their former players are literally telling recruits not to go to Florida State. I've heard from a podcast. I can't quite remember, but it's an FSU podcast, and they was talking about Keon Coleman. As you guys know, Keon Coleman played with Florida State last year. Was telling recruits, wide receivers at that, not to go to Florida State. Dugan ain't gonna get you right. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. That's tough, Florida State. Y'all getting slapped from within. That's tough. Appreciate everybody in the chat right now. Do a quick roll call before we go through all these, games and everything that happened yesterday. Oh, and did I put a link in the chat? Let me double check. Let me put a link in the chat for you guys. So if you do want to join in on the conversations that we're having, you're more than willing to. You don't have to show your face, but at least when they ask you, do you want to accept, camera and mic, you have to say yes, and then afterwards you can turn the camera off so you don't have to be seen. I'm an ugly dude, but it be like that sometimes. That's tough, but yeah, man. The link is in the chat for those of you guys that want to join in. We're going to talk about Florida too. Florida losing DJ Lagway yesterday, hamstring injury. Question is Billy Napier utilizing Lagway too much running the ball? At this point, it's kind of crazy to ask, but we're also gonna check the mood for the ACC championship game. Of course, some vital things that I told you guys that needed to happen actually happened last night. So, we're gonna run some of them, and also I'm gonna share some receipts with you guys of people talking before, let the results play before you talk sometime, because sometimes you do put your foot in your mouth. So it be like that, man. So like I said, guys, the link is in the chat, and it got any of you guys that wants to come on and, talk, whatever, you're more than welcome to. Sarge. I don't know if you're listening. I don't know if you woke up yet, but Florida versus Georgia, we need to have a talk. We need to have a talk, because I'm going to say this right now before I go any further with showing you guys clips and some of the stuff from college football yesterday. I'm going to say this right now. If DJ Lagway does not get hurt yesterday, I believe that the Florida Gators beat the Georgia Bulldogs. I believe if DJ Lagway did not get injured yesterday, the Florida Gators beat the Georgia Bulldogs. That's tough. I believe it. I believe. Watch the game. I believe. You got Canes Forever in the building. Canes Forever, what's good with you?
What's good? What's going on, T2Y? We 9-0.
9-0.
Great Sunday morning.
Great Sunday morning. Sometimes you got to get up early, get that Folger in your cup, like the commercial used to say back in the day, and celebrate them wins. OG Kane, what's going on with you?
Man, good morning. Good morning. College football fans, good morning.
Yes, sir.
What were y'all talking about? What y'all talking about right now?
Well, we about to we can get into the Miami game right now, because that's first things first.
Before you get into that, can I make a statement? Is it okay?
The floor is yours.
I just want to say, for everybody that says, that keeps saying Miami hasn't played anybody. I mean, Clemson, besides Georgia, really ain't played nobody. And didn't they just get beat last night by Louisville, a team we beat?
No, they got beat by
At Clemson,
what?
right? That's
OG
valid,
Kane.
right?
On with you, OG Kane. On with you. And I don't like the add to that, though, the narrative that they keep putting out there about our defense. Like, Our defense making plays when they need to make plays. Yeah, we gonna critique them because that's what we gonna do as Miami fans. That's just us. But you look around college football, I don't see no dominant defense nowhere across football. I see people giving up big plays on every team across college football. So that
Exactly.
narrative that they painting and trying to just make it seem like, oh, it's on Cam Ward. Jacoby George still got to go out there and catch balls. Sam Brown still got
Exactly.
to go out there and make plays. Like defense, they still making plays. We got 3 turnovers. We got 3 interceptions. Back on the backs.
All I'm saying, and what you said, I'm agreeing with. The defense is a whole nother subject. I'm pretty sure T2I gonna get to that, and I'm pretty sure we'll get into that because I got time today. So I mean, I just really think if you look around college football and you just not watching Miami play, dude, we're in a good spot. Enjoy the 9-0. Yeah, we gonna critique, because it's our team. But just to be negative all across the board like that, dog. It's only what 4 teams left that's undefeated. Am I
5,
correct?
5.
5. Okay, 5. Dog. I
You
see.
got
I see
Oregon.
some. I seen some teams go down that everybody was like, "Oh, we can't compete with them. Oh, we can't do this with them." Man, we put our team up against them. We ain't got the athletes like they do. Them same teams you talking about are struggling, or they done lost 1 or 2 games, or if they still undefeated, guess what? They struggling.
Let me interject. Let me interject real quick, OG. So, for
Mm-hmm.
those of you guys that are wondering, who are those teams in college football that are still undefeated? It's Oregon at number 1, Miami currently at number 5. That'll change. Indiana, BYU, and Army. Those are the 5 teams that are undefeated. Continue.
And then my other point is, a lot of us, and I'm a member of it, are members of the AARP. I'm older than a lot of cats that be on here. Some cats is my age older, so we done seen what Miami used to look like back in the 80s, the 90s, you know what I'm saying, on up until the early 2000s. That ain't coming back, okay? Us AARP members, please understand those days are over. College football has evolved. The way they played back then and when the way I played back then, you can't play that way no more. You would get kicked out of college football. It's all about offense. It's all about offense. There's no defense far as, you got to tackle different. You head on speed. You got to turn your body this way just to hit somebody. Those days are over with. So that's all I'm gonna say about that, and we can continue on the show. Whatever you want to talk about, T2Y.
Okay,
Like I
so
said, I got time today. I'm I'm
while I
I'm
got
on
you,
I'm on
OG,
time.
give your assessment of the defense. What is it that you're seeing, personnel wise, coaching wise, scheme wise, technique, tackling, all of that?
Ooh. All right. Well, so there's one thing people gonna disagree with, but me, I don't care. Um, as far as the defense, we got. I'm not gonna say we are very very talented on defense. You got your elite. Well, you got your front 4 elite. I think our front 4 is elite. Linebackers, we okay. I think they're playing out of position. There's certain linebackers I would not put in coverage, and then you got the DBs. I think the DBs are playing out of position. Now you got injuries, but my theory on that is it goes back to coaching. I mean, the scheme you're trying to run with the players you got, you're not utilizing your players to their skill sets. Me personally, Darren Porter should be on the outside. He's more good coverage on the zone outside. Um, Kiko should not be covering no linebacker or slot receiver. Period. He shouldn't be in coverage. Period. Wesley should not be in coverage. And then if you look, most of the time he's got 2 straight middle linebackers out there. He doesn't have a coverage linebacker out there. He got 2 middle linebackers. Um, I think we're running too much cover 0, cover 1. You're tiring out your DBs who are not right now equipped. Let me see. You got OJ. OJ on the outside. He's straight. He can be an island if he keeps developing because he's a true freshman. I think he can be an island DB. Um, it come to me, my opinion, just comes down to coaching and the scheme. You see, if we run zone, we pretty much, we can pretty much stop any offense if when we run zone. They might get a couple of plays here and there, but if you see in all the games we play, whenever we go to zone, we doing pretty good. But every time he goes right back to that cover zero. He just loves that cover zero and that cover one and those blitzes. And if those things not getting home, you exposing your defense. You got Darryl Porter running across the the field chasing after a slot receiver. That's not his game. So why would you put if you know somebody that's not his game, why would you keep doing it like that? He's gonna get killed. So that's what makes the players look worse than what they really are, because you got them doing stuff that they're not good at. Utilize your team or what they're good at.
Man,
That's my opinion on that.
OG Kane, that's a great assessment, and I agree with everything you said. And on top of that, to piggyback off that, now the past 3-4 games we done put on film, basically offensive coordinators are coming now. They getting the ball out the quarterback hand faster. They rolling pockets. They using pick plays, the same plays we getting penalized for on offense. We see teams doing the dust every week, and it's like it is on Gidry. We ain't got to say no players' names. We know they can be in different positions. Like you said, Darryl Porter needs to be on the outside. You can rotate that slot. You need to put OJ, Darryl Porter on the outside and go from there and see who your best slot guy. If we plan to shift the slot receiver, then you may need to go with a shifted slot nickelback. If they shifting a tight end or they got an H back shifting that to that slot, then maybe you should go with a safety. So that is on Gidry and offensive coordinators like Gidry. He's calling. I think his scheme is good. He's calling certain players, but I think the offensive coordinators just catching our players in position. They going up against Gidry defense, but in games when they making their checks, they getting us in certain situations. It's just like they picking on certain players. Ever since that Louisville game, well, I feel like wherever they see, they catch De'Anna Hill, they catch 19, 25, they catch any one of them in man, they gonna pick play, and it's gonna make it seem like they looking bad in coverage. But like you just said about Darren Porter, you got to chase somebody way across the field. That's not his best suit. That's not his best attribute. You got to put these players in the best situations. He got to simplify the defense. Hey, listen, this is your man. You stick him. It don't matter what they check out of. This is your man. This who you got. And right now, like you said, I think he's trying to run his scheme, and it's just too much on our young secondary who hasn't been playing. That's what we missing. Everybody keeps saying, well, Cam Kitchens and James Williams, them boys was playing since true freshmen. They had a lot of snaps. So of
Dog,
course, that's what we missing.
dog, me and a partner was talking last night. He brought up a good point. He brought up a good point about when we had Williams and Cam. Dude, they were doing a lot of stuff that they wasn't supposed to be doing, but they had that knowledge and they were making plays. But some plays they were getting burnt. But that's because they were trying to do too much because of the scheme we was running. And I'm not just gonna just keep crucifying Gildred and all that, but because I don't mind you running cover zero or cover one, but 80% of the time, come on, dog, you tiring out your defense. You know what I'm saying? If you constantly chasing a slot across the middle and you ain't got nobody to rotate them, dude, you're gonna tire them out. You know what I'm saying? If you got a slot, you rotating a slot receiver, but you got the same cat out there covering the slot, what you think gonna happen? Because they gonna go in motion just to see if you in man. As soon as they see you in man, they'll fake like they're going in motion and then come back. You notice that with teams, you know what I'm saying? Because just like we watch film, they watch film on us too. You see what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
my thing is, dude, sit back in zone. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the interceptions we caught, except for that bounce tip off, if you look at the interceptions, we was in zone. We had two high safeties. Anytime we got one high or they bring Mish all the way up, and that's another thing. My partner said he brought up a good ass point, a good ass idea. If you need somebody to cover the slot, bring Mish up in the slot and put Patterson or what's my boy 15? What's my guy that's 15 that hasn't seen a whole lot of the field either?
Markeith Williams.
Markeith Williams, dog. Rotate them. Give them some breathers. You know your secondary is the weakness. And I'm not knocking those players, but fit their skill set, dog. That's what great coaches do. That's what great defensive coordinators do. That's what great offensive coordinators do. Fit your skill set of your players. Just don't be out here, no, this is what we gonna run, this is how we gonna do it. Dog, that ego gonna get you killed every time.
Exactly. This ain't bashing Gidget because, like you said, I mean, Gidget been making great second half adjustments. They only scored 10 points. We outscored them 36-10. So defense came out and made the stops when we need to. But us as fans, like you saying, we know what it's supposed to look like. We know it can look better. And we can't put it on the players when we see they out of position, and that's not on them. So I totally agree with everything you just said. So, everything we see what's going on. We fans, they can call us couch potatoes. Yeah, we ain't GAs or coaches, but we see what's going on. We watching this. We invested in this too. So, there ain't no bad season. Like we just know what our team can look like going forward. We're gonna have to, pick it up a little bit. That's all.
Yeah. And my thing is, I know we get frustrated and we be watching the game. I'm one of them. I be watching it live, dude. I be snapping and going off. But after the game is over and I calm down, and a little bit of the liquor wear down a little bit, you go back. If anybody like me, I'm pretty sure it is. You go back and look at the game again, or look at the condensed version on YouTube, and you can sit and see what's going on, break down film. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us fans done played the game, so we know what we're looking at, like you said. So I mean, the defense is what we got right now. It's on coaching. It's on coaching right now, dog. And when I say it's on coaching, I mean it's on what you calling out there, where you putting these guys in position. And that's this is what we're gonna deal with. You know what I'm saying? Teacher White made a point many a times. The defense is what it is. That's what we got to deal with. You can't change it. We can go off and be just negative, just snapping. But dog, at the end of the day, we 9-0, baby. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Facts.
We 9-0, dog.
Them big facts, though. I'm definitely happy excited this morning because it could easily be worse, So I ain't. I'm definitely rolling. I'm rolling. So I'm good. I'm happy we 9-0. Like you said, it's just a little things. Coaches just got to make adjustments. That's all. And we winning by a large margin. We covering the spread. Players making plays. Defense, offense, they playing together.
Now I want you guys to think about this too. This defense, to us watching it on Saturdays, could, could be way better. Could be way better. But we 9-0 with this terrible defense. Now, I understand in the near future we probably run into some problems because Guidry, it's like he's stubborn. It's like he's stubborn. He'll the first half he'll play these guys in all this man, all this cover zero, cover one, and he'll watch us get torched. And
Yes.
then finally, like in the second half, he'll start running a lot more zone and things will work out for us. And of course, the with the offense bailing us out, things we win games. We're 9-0. But at some point, you're gonna run into a team that could put up points just as much as you can. We damn near ran into that with Louisville. Fortunate for us, some things went our way. But he gotta stop being stubborn, man. Play to the strength of the players. Play with what you got. Man, right now is not it. Cover zero, cover one is not it. We got way more success playing zone.
Dog, your front four is eating. Let your front four be disruptive, and do
And
they
I'm gonna
do they thing.
need them to step it up a little bit more too, because they haven't been getting a lot of pressure as of lately. They've been giving them damn quarterbacks way too much time.
Well, when you blitzing your linebacker 9 yards away from the line of scrimmage, I mean, you're gonna tire him out too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you blitzing, if you the guys that you blitzing is blitzing from 9-10 yards away, I mean,
And if I see Kiko go into coverage one more goddamn time,
well, you're gonna see it 5 more times, dog. It's what you got. It is what it is. You're gonna see that.
you went low. You went low all of a sudden, OG. Your volume just went low all of a sudden.
My bad. Somebody was calling me. Sorry about that. What you
Oh
said?
yeah,
I'm
there
sorry.
you go.
I'm sorry. What you said?
Nah,
But
I'm
see,
sorry.
that's the third down.
if I
He was
see,
saying your volume was low. But that's what y'all saying though. That's like T2Y. Come on, man. You can't. It's third down. You already know the situation. That's where you got to get the young guys in. That's where you got to trust a young Bobby Pruitt. For one snap, it ain't gonna kill. You know what I'm saying? You motioning him out to the slot or running back. Like yesterday, the offensive coordinators, they were trying to scheme us up. They was putting five, lining him up at H back, exactly trying to exploit that matchup. So if we seeing this, I'm pretty sure Gidget's seeing this. Just like they made the adjustments. We was talking about 1919. We ain't really see 19 yesterday until, Richards laid down and you got to rotate guys in. You give guys a breather because he was playing man all day instead of playing zone. When he switched to zone, like y'all said, we seen a better productive defense.
okay, let me ask a
It's too
fan question
complex.
now.
The defense is too complex. Sorry, I ain't gonna cut you off. It's too complex. The guys are thinking too much out there. And when they finally put the young bulls out there, they thinking too much. Instead of just playing fluidly, they thinking too much. That's just my opinion.
Now let me ask a fan question. So obviously yesterday we saw Manny Diaz go up by 11, and a lot of people panicked. But how devastating that would have been had Duke won that game yesterday.
Uh, the Miami internet would have shut down. It would have overloaded.
You would have had all them bandwagon of Miami fans and all them new fans all on the timelines.
Everybody that got a channel would have went live immediately.
I will say this: the Cuban jokes would not have stopped. The Spanish jokes would not have stopped. The Manny Diaz jokes would not stop. Hell, the freaking Gators and Seminoles would have came alive yesterday for the first time this season.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm glad we got it done. Not only did we get it done, we got it done in dominant fashion. I don't care that, Duke did put up 31 at this point because we did cover the spread. We did drop 50 on them. Could have been 60.
We had 60 T2. While you seen Shannon Dawson tell Cam Ward, what you doing? We watching it. All them boys came up there. Horton, everybody, like 60 Bird.
Like run the play that was given, Cam. Plain and simple.
And all they had to do was run the ball. They ain't had to do no. They ain't had to throw the ball. All they had to do was run the ball. You've been running on them damn near the whole game. You was on the four. What was on the 4 or what was on the 5 yard line
It was inside the 5.
when
Yeah.
he fumbled? Yeah, all you had to do was run the football. Run the football, dog. You got your sister burger. Run the football. Some things you just look at it just simple. Run
I'm
the
gonna say
football.
this. I don't think Cam was going for 60. I think he was going for 6 touchdowns.
It might have been, but that's when you pull your pants down and get relaxed. That's what happens. That's when you get caught up, though. All you had to do is
Because I
run the
think he
football.
was trying to get that record. He was trying to get that 6 touchdown passing touchdown, and then he got caught slipping.
All you had to do is run the ball, dog. That's all you had to do. Run the ball.
So how y'all feel about moving forward? Like, okay, we got Georgia Tech. This finna be a big game. Like, everybody keep hollering our schedule. We like you were saying earlier, OG Kane, like, we ain't playing nobody. Like, they gotta stop this. It's November. Any one of these teams, anybody can be beat any given Saturday. We just looking across football. We seeing that week in and week out. Like, people taking L's. This a big game. This game right here, bigger than like each game has been personal for Mario, I feel like, and he been having the guys ready. You know what I'm saying? Because
See, I like the approach that this team has been taking this season. It's
exactly,
one game at a time, 1-0 every week.
there you
Yep.
go.
That we're not
Yep.
looking forward to other opponents. We're focusing on the ones that we got, no matter how terrible they are, like Florida State. We're still just focusing on that team that week. ACC
That's,
championship game looks more clear now. Obviously, if you guys watch, Louisville beats Clemson last night.
I did. I was up watching. I watched every game until no more ball was on, dog. You know me. I'm up 8 o'clock in the morning watching game day until the last football is snap.
And
I
if
I
watch
love
every
anybody
snap
ball.
of that game.
And if anybody had any questions about SMU, they faced Pitt yesterday, another undefeated team in ACC play, and then they beat the bejesus out of them.
Pitt got beat just like they beat Syracuse last week. Same scenario.
So
Pitt
for the
was at home. Syracuse came in, and they just drag racing.
so the
And then
Did
this
past
they
same thing happened.
quarterback play? Did Pitt quarterback play last night?
I'm not sure if it was the starting quarter. I think it was a little buddy with a thick mustache, looked like a race car driver. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, they ain't the truth. They ain't the freshman that been starting. Then that was the backup because they said he was questionable. But still, for them to go out there, like you said, they handled
Mm-hmm.
business. They went up there and got shell shocked. They went up
Yeah,
there and played flat.
dog. They
And
offensive line act like they didn't want to block, dog. I'm
I was
serious. Their
watching.
offensive line was just getting manhandled. I was surprised. The defense didn't show up. That dominant defense that they supposed to have, and that goes back to what you said earlier. Now you don't see no defense is dominating. Dog, they were known Pitt known for their defense. Now dudes eat Pitt no dog nothing. They
Nothing.
didn't have a answer.
Same thing with Clemson, man. You should
They
have
did
seen
not have
Dabo's
an
play
answer.
yesterday.
I saw
Dabo's
that game
play.
too. Yeah,
I'm talking about the same team we played when we hit 25 and made them fumble. When Simmons Barrow and Ruben Bain, when he and Popo recovered that fumble, we didn't see 25 no more that game. Man, 25 had a field day on Clemson, ran up and down their throat. Shaw was doing what he and they was missing players.
yeah,
Ja'Cory Brooks was getting off like Clemson
dog,
ain't what
dog.
that defense looked horrible yesterday. But
My
people are
goodness.
sitting and criticize our defense like, oh, we the worst and oh, the cardiac canes and all this. What was Clemson defense at home?
Yeah,
Louisville went up there,
that's what I'm
went up there
saying.
last.
The little buddy drop off.
yeah,
I think he
I don't know,
dropped off. But yeah,
but he
back
keep
to pick up
he popped
to
back in.
pick up yeah to pick up what he was talking about, man. I mean, you talking about little buddy, the wide receiver, Brooks, dog. That's Dave Restrepo, my boy, catching everything, dog. Can you imagine when Brooks transferred from Alabama? If he would have came back to Miami, can you imagine with Brooks and Restrepo with Ward throwing them the ball, dog? Dog, my goodness,
That would have
Brooks,
been
Shoot,
Brooks a bad boy, dog.
you can you imagine Jeremiah Smith in the mix?
I don't even want to think
Dog.
about that. I don't even want to think about that, dog.
yeah. It's finna get interesting though. I just want to see how they finna play this though. I'm kind of glad that everything happened the way it happened last night, so they can kind of kill that scenario of Miami getting left out of the ACC championship and all this here. The teams lost. It went. Everything is going how it's supposed to go for Miami. All we got to do is keep getting better, keep focusing on game by game, like you said, T2Y, and just prepare for that team when they face it. Everybody keep hollering, oh, y'all won't do this and y'all won't be ready for that. Hey, man, the same team we throttled in Florida just went to Jacksonville, came up here yesterday, and took Georgia to the woodshed
Oh,
for the
we're
most
gonna talk
part.
about that. We're gonna talk about that. Actually, we're gonna talk about that next. But got stats here pulled up for the Miami versus Duke game yesterday. So obviously Malik Murphy had a day, had an up and down day. He did throw for 3 touchdowns, but he also threw 3 interceptions at the same time. Um, Federic got one, of course. Richard got one, and Powell got one. So 3 interceptions. Cam Ward, on the other hand, he did throw an interception and he did fumble the ball, like the last minute of the game or so. Now, when you look at Murphy playing all season, I think us giving up 325 yards is one of those reasons why a lot of people are frustrated with the play calling by Guidry, because Malik Murphy has struggled all season. He should have not come down to Miami and put up these kind of numbers, whether it's in a losing effort or not. All season, we saw Duke struggle to put up points offensively. They had 6 turnovers against Pitt the week before. Was it Pitt? No, SMU. I'm sorry, SMU the week before. They couldn't capitalize on it. and they couldn't put up points, and they lost that game. They only had like 27 points, I think, 28 or 27, something like that. But they was able to come down to Miami and put up 31 points on us. It even had us a little bit shook for a moment. So Duke is not an offensive team all season. They've been known for their defense, and for them to come down here and look so good offensively against us is crazy. Went into the half up. They was leading in total yards, everything. They was leading in first downs, 16 to 14, everything going into the half. So some of those things, Giedra got to really sit beside himself and say, "Yo, am I really this stubborn, or can I put my pride to the side and actually get this job done correctly and stop making the defense look as bad as it is? Because not only are you looking bad, you're putting the players out there; they're looking bad, and as a whole, defensively, we look bad. But nonetheless, Damian Martinez, 11 carries for 66 yards. Fletcher, 12 carries, 65 yards. Fletcher had a touchdown. Elijah Lofton, 1 carry for 2 yards, crucial touchdown. And of course, Cam Ward, he only ran the ball 3 times this game for 1 yard. So that kind of tell you the kind of game that Cam Ward had. Basically, it was a passing affair for him. He did throw for 20 completed 25 out of 41, 400 yards, and 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. So great game for him. Quarterback rating of 94.2. Yeah, the number one quarterback basically in the country as of right now, and one of the leading candidates for the Heisman. Receiving wise, um, hell of a performance for Xavier Restrepo yesterday. He had 8 catches for 146 yards and 3 touchdowns. One of his longest was a 66-yarder. On the other hand, though, Duke had a hell of a game. Two of their receivers, Moore had a spectacular one-hand catch on us over on the other side. The other guy, Hagens, he was having a good game too. He had 9 receptions for 139 yards and a touchdown. Moore had a touchdown also. He had 75 yards on the day. Peyton Jones on their side, three catches for 61 yards. So they had a hell of an outing yesterday. Now, Jacoby George for a while in the game was not, getting as many targets, but he did end up, showing up. 4 catches, 74 yards, and a touchdown. Isaiah Horton also had 6 catches, 71 yards, no touchdown. Sam Brown, 2 catches, 46 yards, and Riley Williams on a pivotal catch for 29 yards. That one catch he made over on the almost scored a touchdown too. Pivotal, 29-yarder. Damian Martinez caught 2 passes for 19 and such and such. Elijah Arroyo, 1 catch, 11 yards. Do you guys think the tight ends need to be utilized a lot more in this offense, or are you guys okay with how they're being used so far?
When they're open.
I think Dawson using them right. I think they taking what the defense give them. Like if they linebackers can't cover, I think Dawson them will attack that with the run game. I think Dawson really been getting cute lately. When I see him with them glasses on, I know he on his A game. He ain't been having them glasses on the past few weeks like he had them on yesterday. So, but I feel like he using them, right? He using 4 tight end sets. They scoring. Cam McCormick scored yesterday. They getting their little touches, sneaking them out. We gonna need Arroyo down the stretch. Like when it's time to play big boy football, they gonna pop out.
I think. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Cam is looking for the big play every play. I think he's looking downfield consistently, and because he's missing a lot of underneath throws, check downs. Because if you see the tight ends are getting open, um, I think he looks for the big play. That's just who he is. And when he makes mistakes and see that he left plays on the field, he goes back and look at the tablet. And if you saw last game, he looked at the tablet and evidently he saw something because he slammed it down. You know what I'm saying? He slammed it. He was on the sideline looking at the tablet last game, and he just slammed it down because he seen some stuff. And once he realized that, you know, The offense ain't moving. It's like if they cooking and he getting the plays, he good. But when he sees like they go 3 and out and got to punt the ball or set up a field goal, he go back and look, and then he'll see, oh man, Arroyo was open, McCormick was open, Restrepo was open in the flat. Oh man, Martinez was open right here underneath. Then he'll start taking those check downs because you see he be holding the ball, and that's who he is. He holding the ball because on 4th and 3 yesterday when we was on 4th and 3. He scrambled and scrambled and scrambled and then got to the sideline and still tried to shoot that thing downfield when all he had to do was just get 3 yards and just step out of bounds. He could have got the first down, kept the drive going, but he took the risk. He just consistently looking downfield. That's just who he is. He gonna try to go for the big play every time. So I mean I think the tight ends are doing it. We utilize them. It's just whenever he see them, you know what I'm saying. If you want to do a check down, or hit somebody in the flats or across the middle on the mesh or whatever. That's what I think. That's just
Now,
my opinion on that.
between all the tight ends, Cam McCormick did catch a touchdown, a 4-yarder yesterday. But between all the tight ends, Elijah 1 catch, Cam 1 catch, Riley Williams 1 catch. So that's three passes caught by the tight ends. Now in the past, we had guys like we'll consider tight end you. Let's just say that. But it seems the past couple seasons now we've been utilizing the tight ends a lot less. I just want to know if everybody have any concerns with that.
I don't. I just told you what my opinion was. Because they getting open. It's just Cam looking for the big play every time. He looking downfield. And then once he gets in trouble, by the time he gets in trouble doing all that screaming, people are not open. They get covered.
Now, yesterday I thought tackling on the defensive side was a lot better than we've seen in the past couple of weeks. But that's just my opinion. What did you guys see?
I saw some missed tackles. I saw Kiko with some missed tackles. I saw Harris with some missed tackles. Yeah, it was a little bit better, but I go back to that zone defense. When we play zone, people can swarm to the ball. When you play that man cover 0, cover 1, you leaving guys open one on one, and we getting gashed. It goes back to that. It goes all to me. It goes back to your scheme. If you jump in zone, you have more chance of everybody can swarm to the ball wherever the ball goes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just my opinion, though.
All right. So yesterday game, of course, by the time the game got played, it was a 19.5 point. Miami actually covered the spread 122. Over and under was 53.5. Miami covered the 53 by themselves. Duke just added the half. So if you're a betting man, and you betted the over on the points and you betted the over on the points for Miami or to cover the spread, you won some money. Now, this week we take on Georgia Tech. That's going to be the focus. But if you take a look at the standings right now in the ACC, you'll see that Miami is 5-0 in conference, 9-0 overall. SMU is also 5-0 in conference, 8-1 overall. Clemson, third place with a 5-1 record, and Pitt, 3-5. 3-1. The ACC championship game, if it were to be played tomorrow, it would feature Miami versus SMU. Now, not to take anything away from Miami, what we're doing right now is tremendous. But I want to focus on SMU right now. What SMU is doing with a lot of former Miami Hurricane players, I think is incredible. This is their first year in the conference. They're coming from a G5 level. The talent-wise was not expected to be where it is right now. Everybody expected them to come in. They probably were going to play good ball, but struggle here and there. But they've been, having their way in this ACC. They've already beaten the two teams that played for the championship last year in Florida State and Louisville. Granted that Florida State is trash, plain and simple. But what they're doing right now, I think, is a great narrative in the ACC. But it also sheds a light on some of these teams need to play with a lot more pride because this team just came from a G5 level and is handling you guys like it's nothing.
But T2Y, who we got to look at too now. Right, Lashley done coach in the ACC as an offensive coordinator, so like
Right.
you kind of know, you know what I'm saying, how the ACC ball goes. So then you got all your ex Miami players over there. Keyshawn Smith caught touchdowns for us. Rashad Smith ran touchdowns for us. You got Jafar Harvey ran interceptions, back touchdowns for us. Just blocked the kick for them. Like Elijah Roberts played a few snaps for us. I mean,
Harrison
he
Hunt.
got guys that don't played in the ACC who don't had snaps, so it's comfortable with what he got going on. Then the players he got, the little conference he was in, they ran through that last year. So he in Texas, they got money, so he getting everything, the leftovers what people don't want in Texas with that speed, getting all those guys who ain't going to Texas and Texas A&M, and you putting them with what you get. He's still getting players from Miami. Now he can come down and recruit in Miami. So we can't get
He's
them
the
all.
head man. Yeah. And
Can't
he's
get
the
them
head
all.
man, and he's an offensive minded coach.
And this what you did. These are the results. But
I
I
think
still
it'll be a
think
high
though.
scoring game. I
I
think
think
it'll
it.
be a high scoring game.
I think it's gonna get ugly though. I think it's still gonna be a little mix up because I want to see how they handle their next three games. Like they're a young team, they hot right now, they winning, but they still got to play Virginia, they still got to play California, and they still got to play Syracuse. And Syracuse just beat Virginia Tech yesterday, so Grand Front got them still believe in fighting. So them gonna be some three ugly games with everybody trying to, go bowling and have a winning record. I want to see how they finish. Like, and even with us, I want to see how we handle these last year. It ain't sweet. Like, I'm glad we got the game for game mentality because as we see any given Saturday, it can happen.
Hey, and to VT's defense, they played with a third string quarterback. Drones was out the game, and then the backup quarterback who played that was doing pretty good got hurt, and they had to go through their third string quarterback.
Oh
I
man,
just wanted to say that today to VT's defense. 'Cause I truly believe if VT had drones playing and the way they backup was playing, VT would have handled business.
Okay. Okay. So let's shift course real quick. I'm pretty sure that most of you guys stood around after Miami beat Duke. The next game up on ABC was Florida versus Georgia. Lagway, DJ Lagway, prayers up to him. Hamstring injury, running the ball. It wasn't a hit or anything like that. Just, unfortunate. Now, their third string guy is in because Graham Mertz got hurt, you know. So they're down two of their best quarterbacks. And the guy from Yale, Warner, he's in now. He was 7 for 22 yesterday for 66 yards and one interception. The key interception that basically ended the game and ended Florida's chance of causing the upset. Carson Beck. Carson Beck. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Now, I don't know if Sarge is listening, but I would love to have him in right now to do some explanation to why Florida had DJ Lagway not get injured or to beat Georgia yesterday.
Mm.
If DJ Lagway, and I'm gonna make that a bold statement, if DJ Lagway did not get injured yesterday, Florida would have beaten Georgia.
He said what he said. Mm.
I said it, I mean it.
Mm.
If you're a Miami Hurricane fan, I'm gonna make this statement very loud. If you're a Miami Hurricane fan and you're scared to play Georgia, don't talk to me. Do not talk.
Woo.
and I feel you on that T2Y. I mean, you got to think. I mean, yeah, Georgia. I got to give them their respect. How they've been playing the past few years. They won national championships. Made it to the playoffs. Only lost 3-4 games the past. You can't do nothing but respect that resume. What they done built the past 5-6 years. So, but we talk about this year in game. What have you done for me lately? Georgia is not the same Georgia they was even a year ago, 2 years ago. Trayvon Walker in the NFL, the whole defense on the Eagles. So I mean, you lost all that. Then on offense. you have no playmaker on the outside. Who scare you on Georgia offense that you have to come in and be like, oh, we got to prepare for them, or we got to stop this.
Say
You
that.
just focus it on stopping the run. That's
Say
it.
that. Say that. Say
That's
that.
it. You focusing on stopping the run. Versus you got to play Miami. Who gonna stop Restrepo? Oh, you stop Restrepo. Who gonna stop Arroyo? Oh, you stop that. Okay, then who gonna stop them two NFL running backs coming downhill? Okay, you got to worry about so much. Georgia, stop the run. Everything else will take care of itself. They're gonna be in trouble, I think, going forward because they don't have no playmakers on offense. That offensive line ain't as strong as it was. How people be gloating and boasting the trenches. That they ain't strong in the trenches like they was. And you can run on Georgia.
Mm.
And with
Now,
Carson Beck playing how he been playing the past 3-4 weeks since Alabama, the man been throwing 3-4 picks. He look like TVD.
man. Oh, Lord. Man, stand on the porch. Please. While I'm down at the bottom of the porch, stand on that porch. What you
He,
said now?
he look like TVD. The man been throwing 3-4 picks to pass every game. This is what we've been seeing. This ain't no fairy tale or I'm just on him making up or trying to bash Georgia. This is the product where they've been putting on tape.
You just saying what you've been watching, right? That's all you saying.
Yeah, the running backs. I mean, who really? Well, them running backs said that's the girl is in the running back stables of the world. That ain't that. Them people getting 3-4 yards in the cloud of dust and putting it on Carson Beck. He throwing 40, 50 times a game.
And
Yep.
Florida, didn't Florida almost, and I know what almost mean, but didn't Florida almost beat them with a third string quarterback?
Yeah,
Okay, and who did we beat at the first game of the season?
Florida.
Convincingly.
with all they players.
Convincingly. What was the score,
Now,
T2Y?
here's why I say this too. 41-17. But here's why I say
Oh, thank you.
I want you guys to think about this. I want you guys to think about this because I had to screenshot it to make sure I don't forget any of it. Florida played Georgia without Graham Mertz, DJ Lagway, Montrell Johnson, Eugene Wilson, Jason Marshall, Devin Moore, and DeJuan Johnson. DeJuan Johnson starting DB. Devin Moore starting DB. Um, Jason Marshall, their number one DB. Eugene Wilson, their number one wide receiver. Montrell Johnson, their number one running back. DJ Lagway and Graham Mertz, their best quarterbacks. That's who they played Georgia without. And Georgia struggled with everybody else.
Woo. Man, what's Sarge at, dog?
Let that sink in now.
I've seen Sargent here. I
What's Sarge at,
haven't
dog?
seen him in a second though, but Sarge, the link is in the chat if you're listening, man. We need
What's
some
Sarge at,
explanation.
dog?
We
I
need
need some explaining.
we or any of you Georgia fans in there. We need some explanation to what happened yesterday.
But can
Y'all
I say
can't-
this right here?
If
Can I
y'all
say
can't
this?
hold on real quick. If y'all can't speak for yourself, tell Uncle Lou come on up in here and come tell me what happened. Because at this point, I do believe that had these guys played, Uncle Lou would be doing a Your Season Is Over with Georgia featured in it. The floor is yours, OG.
I'm just saying, and this is not even to the outside. This is to the Miami fans and Miami shows. All this, we can't compete with Georgia, Ohio State, and this and that. Are you saying we can compete with them, this, that, in the playoffs and this and that? I mean, like T2Y said, these boys almost beat Georgia down to the wire into the fourth quarter with backups. And we dominated Florida. What 40? Well, you said 41-17, right?
Yep.
41-17, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. 41-17, convincingly with their starters in the swamp, and told their recruits, y'all need to come to Miami. But we can't compete with them people. We can't compete with this person. Miami fans, Miami new YouTubers, y'all got to get out your own way. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all got to get out your own way, dog. Get
I
out your
agree,
own
but I
way.
mean, I agree. Like some just our fans, they do be talking as if like Oh, we can't compete with these people. Like, line it up. If you go
Line
on
it up.
paper, when you go for game, anybody that's in the top 10 right now, player for player, I'm a like Miami chances.
Line
Definitely,
it up.
we line it up. When you want to go at receiver, I'm a like
Sarge,
our receivers. Quarterback, you definitely don't want to go quarterback. That ain't no discussion.
I've
We
been
got
telling
the best running backs. The trench is strong. When you want to go player for player in the trench, we can go guard for guard or tackle for tackle. I'm a like Miami matchup. Defensive line, I'm a like Miami matchup.
like I told Sarge, once we got into ACC play, and I saw Miami play the best parts of their schedule, because the rest is gonna be, whatever. Line it up. We want Georgia. I ain't scared of Georgia. I've been watching Georgia play. They are not unbeatable. Their quarterback is their worst enemy right now. This
Didn't Kentucky almost beat them T2I?
Kentucky almost beat them. Lost by a point. We watched Florida go and play this game. Now, this was a neutral site because they don't want to play home and home. And all of a sudden, Florida, one of the worst teams in the country, is hanging Georgia. It's hanging Georgia.
We finna see though, cause they got Ole Miss this week.
Hmm. Another
So
high score. Another
I
high
need
scoring offense.
I need a full explanation, Sarge. The floor is yours.
A full explanation for what? A win?
What happened yesterday?
We won. That's what happened. What happened at halftime against Duke? What happened in 2 quarters against Duke?
Why is Carson Beck out there throwing more interceptions than touchdowns?
I have no idea. Maybe he's shaving points, but it's a W in the win column. So whatever happens, happens, bro.
He said shaving points.
say boy saving. Nah, we know what's really going on. He got them he got one of them twins on his mind, Sarge.
Hey, it
What
don't
up,
matter,
Sarge?
dog. He got winning on his mind too. What's his record as a starter? Do y'all know?
I don't know, but when I look at him, when they point the camera to his helmet, why he always look stressed out?
I don't know, man. But do y'all know his record as a starter?
Yeah, we know he only lost like 3 games, Sarge.
Nah, he
We ain't
20
trying to bash him. We just
he
asking
20
why
and
the
2
play
as
look
a
like
starter.
that, big dog.
I know his record against Alabama.
20 wins, 2 losses.
That's what I know. I know his record against Alabama.
Okay, give me another quarterback in college football that's 20 and 2. Just give me one.
I'm glad Sarge on the line. What up, Sarge? I ain't
What
heard
up,
from
man?
you in a while, dog.
Hey, we got a walk-on running back and a freshman running back. That's all we got at running back right now.
What happened to ET?
That's what we saying, Sarge. We ain't bashing you. Hey, you got to
I
put
mean,
your pistol back
we've
in
been
your
getting
holster.
bashed for 3 years, but we just keep on winning. We don't won like 59 out of 62 games.
We said all this, Sarge, before you came on here. We already done got past this part, Sarge. We just wanted to know what happened yesterday, man. We
Everything
need
you
I,
saying,
I,
Sarge,
I
we
really
done
don't care
already
what
said.
happened.
We done already
Let's
said,
go, but
Sarge.
we won.
I'm just gonna say this though. Miami lines up with Georgia right now. We keep that teeth in.
Yeah. Texas said the same thing.
We in Texas. We the
Yeah,
mighty hurricane.
Texas. Every team been saying this for the last 3 years. Well, we want Georgia. We want to play Georgia, and then they end up losing.
We ain't finna do that, Sarge. We ain't finna slip up until how them people up the road slipped up. Now we
I
ain't,
mean,
we ain't
everybody says it, man. Everybody says they want a piece of Georgia, and then when they get a piece, you see what happened to Florida State last year, right? On this same live, what did Florida State say
We
last
in
year?
Florida State. We ain't got a bunch of quitters on our team.
Hey, Sarge, I got one question, Sarge.
What's
If
up? What's up?
if if Georgia and Miami line up today, and you know how usually, you be at your pad watching the game, you got an old girl laying with you, what I'm saying, she laying all on you, and you just, swapping spit with her, rubbing her leg, and she rubbing your leg. But if you playing against Miami, you gonna tell her to watch out, leave me alone so I can watch this game.
No, no, man. Chill and relax, bro. Hey, the
So,
media
so
saying
you
y'all
telling
ain't that
me?
good 'cause y'all ain't
So
played
you
nobody.
telling me you gonna knock her down while Miami knock that down? That's tough.
Nah. Ain't nobody knocking us down, but I'm telling you, what the media is saying is y'all ain't played nobody. Y'all in the ACC.
we got common opponent. We just played a common opponent that y'all played.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we played them at their crib.
yeah.
Y'all played them at a neutral site.
Okay, okay. Y'all played them. Y'all played them week 1, right? Week
Yeah.
2.
With
Not
all their
only did we
starters.
not only did we play them in week 1, we played them when they had all their best players.
In the
Exactly,
swamp. In the swamp.
exactly, exactly. Now, when we played them, did they have all they best players?
No,
Nope.
most they
Did
all
we have all of our best players?
pretty much.
No,
Y'all were
no,
missing 3. Y'all were missing 3 or 4.
no. We have 5 starters that are hurt right now. We have 3
Well, I was
NFL.
close, Shaq. Damn, I was close.
Listen to what I'm saying. We have 3 NFL running backs that aren't in pass that are hurt right now.
So you got 5 and they got 7.
And we have 2 linemen that are hurt. We have 2 old linemen that are hurt. We got 3 running backs that are hurt. We got 2 receivers that got kicked off the team. And yeah, we still 7-1.
And a
You know
starting
what?
quarterback that's throwing picks.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
we still win. Imagine if half of that is back. Imagine if Kobe Young is still playing. You know what I'm saying? We have everything against us, and we still keep on winning.
man, it's hard. I'm glad you guys took Cody off our hands. I'm glad.
It's all good, man. Salute to him, man. Salute to him. But nah, man. I mean, I'm not gonna get personal with no off the field stuff. But on the field, he was balling. But whatever happened, happened. But despite all of these injuries, we got targeting penalties. Our DB knocked their receiver. I mean, knocked his freaking block off, and they try to call targeting. Anytime somebody Georgia hits somebody hard, they call targeting. What is this? What is going on? It's an automatic flag.
I'm
If
just
somebody
saying,
with
with
a
5 minutes left in the
hit somebody hard.
with 5 minutes left in that game yesterday, it was 20-20, dog.
Yeah, it was 13-6 at halftime.
20-20,
Y'all act
dog.
like y'all was winning at halftime. I seen the game too early. Y'all was losing at halftime.
We definitely was losing, Sarge.
Yeah, we definitely
Definitely.
were losing.
Yeah,
You
Let's
did
talk
ask
about
us.
that. Let's start there.
Let's start there. That was the question you asked. What happened to us after halftime? We made adjustments and pulled away from them people. Outscored them
Yeah,
36-10.
We talking
yeah,
about a half versus the last 5 minutes, dog.
exactly.
The last
So we
5
was
minutes.
down. Listen to what I'm saying now. We was down 13-6 at halftime. What was the second half score? 28-7.
Like I
See,
said,
that's why I
man,
love. This is why I love when Sarge come on, man.
if we line up Florida, Georgia, I'm sorry, if we line up Miami, Georgia, I'm confident that we would get a win,
I
dog.
Sarge
know Texas
bulletproof right
was
now.
too.
Sarge ain't trying to
Texas
hear
was
none
the
of that.
number 1
Man,
team
he
in
ain't
the
trying to hear nothing,
Hey,
no.
They said they wanted
Hey,
Georgia.
Sarge
I'll
bulletproof.
be on
Sarge
that.
came in locked and loaded.
I'll be
Yeah,
on that couch. I'll be on that couch
yeah.
smoking spit, OG.
Hey, it get quiet when the truth come out. But anyway,
I'll be on that couch. I'll be on that couch smoking spit. We'll
Texas,
probably go to the store. We'll probably go get some lick. We'll probably come back and I'll be like, oh damn, Miami did win.
Texas was the number 1 team in the nation. They said they wanted Georgia. We flew to Austin. We went there in their house and kicked their behind.
Y'all handle business convincingly.
The number 1 team in the nation,
But
Texas.
we knew Texas wasn't that though.
All right, so
Texas was just like
Come
Clemson.
on now.
Texas was just
let me
like
ask you this,
Clemson. They
Sarge.
ain't play nobody.
They was undefeated, bro. They was undefeated before we played them.
Are you not concerned with Carson Beck though?
No.
You know
Why
what?
would I
Let's take
be
a look.
concerned with
Let's take a look
Carson?
at the rest of y'all schedule real quick. Let's see.
Yeah. Let's take a look at our
When
schedule. But why would I
When Sarge said no, he had his
be
fingers
bro?
crossed. He had his fingers crossed, man, when he said
All
no.
right, so your next 2 games better be your best 2 games because you play Ole
Bruh,
Miss and then you play Tennessee.
The man is 20-2.
You going to Ole Miss next, and then you
Yep.
play Tennessee.
Yeah. You think I'm worried about Ole Miss?
I say you lose one of these games.
I know. You said we was gonna lose to Auburn. No, see, I told you get quiet with you.
I think you lose one of them games,
I
man.
know, man. I know. If your name is Alabama, guess what? Georgia's not losing to you.
Oh,
Boy, I think I'm gonna give that dub to Ole Miss, man.
I know. Put some money on it. Put some
And
money on it.
hey,
Put
that's
some money.
crazy though, y'all. They still talking about trying to put Alabama in the playoff.
Yeah, they're gonna try to. Yeah, they're
That's
gonna try
that's
to.
that's that's wild.
You know why? Because they beat Georgia.
Yep, yep. They made one more play than we did. They was up 30 points and lost the lead and made one play to beat us. Congratulations.
Yeah, we better than Georgia. I'm just saying that.
No, Texas said the same thing, T2R. You know what? Clemson said the same thing too. Clemson
We
said
better
they was
than
better than us. Who else said they was better than us?
Hold on,
Tech.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Speaking of Clemson, Sarge, what'd you think of that game yesterday when Clemson just got manhandled yesterday? What'd you
They
think of that?
got manhandled because Louisville wanted it more, bro. They wanted to win more. It just comes down to what team wants to win more, bro. That's all it comes down to. The talent level in college football. I mean, it's not one team that's just out talented than the other because of the transfer portal NIL.
Y'all heard it first. Y'all heard Sarge say that. What'd you say again, Sarge?
The talent level is pretty much the same across college football. It just comes down to who wanted more.
That's
Anybody
it.
can be beat any given Saturday.
That's it. Except for Sarge Bulldogs. Hold on.
yeah, just
Wait.
Except
I
for
mean,
Stars Bulldogs, the only people who can beat them is Alabama.
like I said, if your name ain't Alabama, you're not gonna win. I'm sorry, you're not gonna win,
hey
bro.
man. Always I can always count on Alabama. It don't matter who the coach is.
Yeah, that's the only team you can count on. I
So
give you one
looking
out
at
of 100.
looking at the SEC right now, it's wide open. It's a lot of teams with a lot of one losses or whatever. You got Texas
Yeah,
one
but
loss,
you're running
Georgia
out of
one
time.
loss, Tennessee one
It's only
loss.
4 season games left. You run a lot of these guys running out of time, and you
Texas
know
A&M, South
Alabama,
Carolina just made a rat race.
But think
yeah,
about it though.
Alabama about to play
Tennessee
LSU.
and Georgia play each other. Tennessee and Georgia play each other, and then Texas A&M and Texas play each other. So it'll square itself out.
Hey,
Yeah,
where's the Tennessee and Georgia game being played?
it's in Athens,
Georgia,
bro. You know what time it is.
I'm going with Georgia. I'm going with Georgia on that, bro.
Tennessee
Yeah,
will go on the road.
they ain't got no
You know
chance
what
in
time it is,
Athens.
bro. You already know it's in Athens, bro. You know what's gonna happen in Athens.
What about the Ole Miss game? Where they playing at?
We
They're
go
gonna
to
throw
Ole
another
Miss.
repeat.
Ooh.
I'm taking Lane Kiffin for the key
I'm
man
going.
in
I
that
ain't gonna
game.
lie,
A
Sarge.
lot of people,
I'm
hey,
going with
we took Lane Kiffin
Lane.
last year.
I'm
Remember
going
And
with
then
Lane.
last year?
I'm going with Lane on this one. Y'all playing at Ole Miss?
Yeah, a lot of people took
Ooh.
Lane last year. Look up last year's score.
I did. I know last score, but that was in Athens though.
Yeah, what was the score last year?
Shit.
Y'all ain't got that same team from
Y'all beat
last year,
y'all beat
Sarge.
them
You
by
just
y'all
said
beat them
all
by
them
10
injuries, man.
touchdowns if I remember.
52 to 17.
all right,
Yeah.
so you know what? I know you was watching our game yesterday. What was your thoughts on our game?
I watched the first half, bro. Y'all look shaky, bro.
So you didn't
We
watch the second?
Nah, I didn't watch the second half. Nah.
Man, you missed out on a spectacle. You missed out. See, that's why you don't believe Miami would beat Georgia right now because you didn't watch the second
Bro,
half.
I don't believe nobody beat us if your name ain't Alabama, bro.
All right, well, you know what? Let's scroll through the top 25 games that got played yesterday. And
Hey, before you start, I gotta get out of here. I just want to, man, just thank everybody. And man, I'll holler at y'all, man. This
All
was
right,
fun. I'm gonna get back.
All
I'm gonna
right,
get back
big
on track
dog.
listening, dog. So y'all be easy.
yeah,
all right,
man.
well,
Yo,
so Oregon handled business yesterday. They 9-0, one of the undefeated teams alongside Miami. They beat Michigan 38-17. Did anybody think Michigan was going to win that game?
No,
All right.
nah.
they don't have a quarterback.
Is Oregon the best team in the Big Ten?
They beat Ohio State by 1 because Ohio State quarterback don't don't understand how the clock works.
The Tyler Van
I
Spike.
don't know. He got 0 game awareness, but anyway, yeah, they beat Ohio State by
So you
1.
telling me he had a Tyler Van Spike moment?
He had a I
Let me
forgot.
go ahead and slide with no time left on the clock.
Yeah, he had a Donovan McNabb moment. I forgot the rules moment. I forgot the rules of football moment.
Don't they play Indiana? Do
Okay,
Oregon got to play Indiana?
Nah, they don't play Indiana. I think Oregon goes undefeated. I don't see nobody else beating them on their schedule.
you know what? While we on the subject of Ohio State, was that a touchdown or an interception?
That was an interception.
It was a pick.
Okay, because there's a huge debate going on whether or not that was a touchdown or a pick.
The
Yeah,
wide receiver never had possession. He never controlled the DB snatching and maintained possession and
yeah.
tapped
The
his foot.
wide receiver never had control of the ball. Plus, Penn State, they could never win the big game. Shout out to James Franklin, man. He reminded me a lot of Mark Richt, bro. He just can't get over the hill, man.
All right, so Tennessee handled business, no doubt there. 28-18. Improved to 7-1 on the season, still alive in the SEC. On the other hand, though, you got Texas A&M that went to South Carolina and got a beating, a 24-point beating, 44-20. Now, I watched the the first half of that game. Obviously, it was 20-20 at the half, but I knew that Texas A&M could not keep up with that speed that South Carolina was playing with. What was your thoughts on that game?
Texas A&M got away from their game plan, man. They started trying to get cute, and then South Carolina at home at night, they wanted it more. They ran through them, man. They couldn't stop Rocket Sanders. Rocket Sanders almost had like 200 yards rushing. Texas A&M couldn't stop the run, bro.
Yeah, and not only that though, I felt like they had them Scrooge chain demons in South Carolina anyway, because they had LSU beat and they had Alabama beat. So I
And
felt
then I
like this.
mean, Texas A&M, they just came off a big win, so they were on their high horse. They had just beat LSU, so
And walked in there sleepwalking and they
yeah, they
cost.
were sleepwalking. So South Carolina was up 14-0, just like that. So I mean, all the energy and effort it took for them to come back and actually make the game competitive. They ran out of gas in the fourth quarter. South Carolina just what they do, hand the ball off. Or their quarterback, their quarterback like 6'3", 6'4", 240. So he was running on them too. So
Now, the Iowa State Cyclones took their first L yesterday to Texas Tech.
yep,
1-point loss.
yep. Lost to Texas Tech, and then Texas Tech about to play Colorado next Saturday. I keep telling all these Colorado fans, y'all sleeping, man. They already saying they going to the playoffs.
I actually got Colorado winning that game. I think Texas Tech looked up on that one. I think they did.
Nah, Texas Tech about to kill Colorado, bro.
You want to
And
bet?
they gotta go to Texas Tech, and it's their homecoming at night. Oh Lord, it's gonna be crazy, bro.
You want to bet?
Yeah. How much you want? How much you want to put on Colorado?
I got 5 on it.
All right, we'll put 5 on it. I got you.
I got $5 on Colorado. No. Make it a 50.
All right, that's cool.
I got 50 on Colorado.
Don't you made a mistake, bro? You know they'll never win after a bye week.
That was different.
You got Travis Hunter on College Game Day. You got Shador in Vegas. You got Coach Prime making videos well off. They don't
Ain't
care.
focused.
They don't
Ain't
care.
nobody in the film room. Ain't nobody
Nope.
taking no
Nope.
extra
Ain't nobody in the
preparation.
weight room. Ain't nobody doing extra conditioning.
I got Colorado. All right, so Louisville last night delivered a blow to Clemson. Clemson now 6-2, 5-1 in ACC play, and are sitting on the outside of the ACC championship game, with Miami undefeated and SMU undefeated, with neither one of them with a crash course to play each other. If Miami wins out and SMU wins out, then Clemson ACC championship aspirations are finished.
Yeah, but they'll
What
still
did
put
you,
Clemson in the playoff though.
with 2 losses in the ACC? Nah.
If they only have one conference loss, and then they got one conference loss, and then they got one loss to Georgia, they're gonna find a way to throw Clemson in
They're
there,
not going to put them in there because when they did play Georgia, they lost 34-3. Come
There
on,
you go.
36-6,
come
36.
on, man. And then not only have Louisville got handled by Miami and SMU, Clemson managed to lose to them.
Yeah, And it wasn't a close game either. Shout out to the Taters though.
Now, speaking of a team that do know how to stay undefeated, we're talking about Indiana. They improved to 9-0, and they beat Michigan
Play
State.
Ohio State.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I seen they was doing segments on Indiana. Wasn't the last time they was like 9-0 or something like that? Was back in like the 40s or something like that?
Yeah, 1948 or something like that. Yeah.
How far can Indiana go? Let's take a look at Indiana's schedule real quick.
I think that if they beat Ohio State, they're going to the championship. I think they're going to play Oregon.
I don't think Ryan Day can afford this loss. I don't think they could. Now, the next game they play is Michigan. I think they could beat Michigan, but I got a feeling Michigan. I think Michigan gonna get the upset.
Michigan's done, bro.
Now, Ohio State, that's gonna be a matchup to look at. Purdue, they'll definitely beat. Purdue went into overtime yesterday with Northwestern and lost. That's how bad they are.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go out of the way and say next week my upset of the day is gonna be Michigan over Indiana, and I could be just putting a foot in my mouth, but I'm gonna roll with that.
Don't do that, bro.
I'm gonna take Michigan upset Indiana. Even on a bad year, I'm gonna take them to upset Indiana. And outside of that game, Houston upsetted Kansas State last night.
Yep. That's how the Big 12 is, man. Big 12, you never know who's gonna win. It's crazy.
Okay, so back to ACC play, top 20 matchup, SMU versus Pitt. Wasn't even close. Pitt literally went into that game, walked outside the stadium, cut their own switch, came back and gave it a red Lashley.
Yeah, pretty much, bro.
This game was a blowout from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, it's what, 34-3 at halftime, something like that?
Hey, listen, those people were celebrating Eric Dickerson and Craig James. You knew it was going to be a rout.
Like I said, man, what SMU is doing right now, I think is remarkable. Holy shit! Hold on, we got a Henry Lee spotting in the chat. Henry Lee, listen, I'm gonna put the link in the chat because I need some explanation on why your team is 1-8, sir.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Y'all 1-8, sir.
Back to reality here, really, like you said a few weeks ago.
Y'all 1-8, sir. The only thing that makes me mad this year is that it's not possible for you to go 1-13. That's the only thing that makes me mad this season. Y'all don't get to go 1-13 because after 12 games, your season is over.
I know, man. Henry Lee told me it's back to reality. You know what? You was exactly right, bro. It's back to reality for Florida State. Back to Northville trash.
Oh, man, man. Helen, how you doing, Miss Helen? So, SMU is a scary team in the ACC. Not for Miami, but for a lot of these opponents they've been playing. This is a team that Florida State and Clemson did not want in this conference. And look at them now.
They balling.
Man, that's tough. They living up to the hype. Only person not doing it is Stanford and Cal, which are two of the worst teams in the ACC right now.
Yeah.
And this is why Georgia should be scared. Ole Miss dropped 63 on Arkansas yesterday, beating them 63-31.
I know, man. We so scared of Ole Miss, man. Everybody's scared of Ole Miss.
Jackson Dart threw for 515 yards with 6 touchdowns yesterday, 25 for 31. This is why I think he's going to beat Georgia.
I know. You said Texas was going to beat Georgia.
This is why I think he's going to have a great shot of knocking off Kirby and Athens.
I know, man. Everybody have a shot, too. We kicked the ball off.
I think this will be a signature win for Lane Kiffin, and all the Florida fans are going to be back on the train of we want Kiffin.
Florida State had a shot until we kicked the ball off, man. Everybody got a shot until you kick the ball off.
Well, guess what? You ain't kicked the ball off yet.
Yeah, yeah. So they still got a shot, but once that whistle blow, you kick the ball off. If your name ain't Alabama, you ain't got no shot.
All right, so you got Army. They handle business against Air Force 20-3. I didn't watch that game. I don't know nothing that really happened, so I can't really speak on it. But Minnesota, one of the games that I told you last week that I think was going to be an upset. Well, it happened. It happened. Illinois got upset by Minnesota. Sometimes I need to start putting money on my own thoughts and upsets because I didn't get around to putting no money on it. But I did tell you guys last week that I think Minnesota is going to knock off Illinois. Sure enough, they did. Sure enough, they did. Pat myself on the shoulder real quick for that one. But anyways, let's get into the matchups for next week. We'll start in the ACC. We'll see. Nothing really matters outside of SMU and Miami right now, as long as both of them keep winning. But we'll see the matchups. See if we got any key matchups that anybody really want to look at, want to see, how they turn out. This, that, and the third. But for those of you guys that didn't, know the scores or anything yesterday outside of the games we already talked about, Stanford lost to NC State 59-28. You had Syracuse basically upset Virginia Tech 38-31. And then, of course, the game. Actually, we should have talked about this one. Florida State versus North Carolina. Florida State versus North Carolina. My apologies, Big Three fans, for not talking about this horrible Florida State team earlier. But Matt Brown got his first win against Florida State. It seems like everybody and their moms is having a good time with Florida State this year. I've already told you guys, Florida State right now is easy coochie. Easy coochie. Henry Lee, what's going on, my guy? Oh man, Mr. 1-8 himself.
What's going on?
Man, I can't tell it, man. We in two different spaces right now. I'm in the 9-0 seat, and you down there in the 1-8s.
Yeah, I know. I already know.
Man, what's your thoughts? Give me your analysis on your whole team right now. What you seeing, man?
I'm glad you're right. I'm glad you put the link in the chat so I can join in here to them to catch up on some of this seasonal talk. You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear. You front and center right now.
Okay, I appreciate that. Turn all goddamn mics off. Let me go for about 2 minutes.
All right, say less.
I want to start off by saying, genuinely, I'm gonna give Miami Hurricanes a shout out. Y'all looking real good this year. I give props where props do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no hater like you. I ain't no hater like you, green ass guy. I give props where they do. Y'all looking real good this year. Y'all looking decent this year. Y'all got the best quarterback in college right now. I give y'all that. Y'all got the best quarterback in college right now. I want y'all to enjoy this season right here. I really do want y'all Miami fans to enjoy this season right here. Because just like Goof Troop AR-15 just got through saying about back to reality, I don't know what the fuck he talking about because it's back to reality for Georgia right now because Georgia don't look no fucking well near close to where Georgia done look for the past few years. They done lost the game. They gonna lose at least 2 more games before this goddamn season over with. So yeah, it's back to fucking reality because Carson Beck ain't gonna get y'all nowhere. Now back to Miami. I want y'all to really enjoy this season right here because y'all won't have a fucking season like this for a long goddamn time. You're not gonna win. You damn sure not gonna win the fucking national championship. So why y'all on this horse that y'all ride right now? Just enjoy what y'all got going on and take the moment in and enjoy the moment because without fucking Cam Ward, you and the fucking rest of the whole world know y'all wouldn't be shit. Y'all would.
A bullshit. A bullshit.
See, that's why sometimes I don't even waste time chiming in on this goddamn channel because you don't want to look at life for the way it is and look at motherfucking the reality of this shit. I just told you y'all got the best quarterback in college football right now. Cam Ward is truly a beast. That motherfucker out there making plays for y'all, winning games for y'all that you motherfucking know very well. Without that man and his talent, y'all will not be winning games. Another thing, you like to troll every goddamn body else team for the littlest shit and for the smallest shit. But I just want to point a statistic out to you with your team. You got three players that play for the Miami Hurricanes. If you combine their college motherfucking time together, them motherfuckers got over 30 goddamn years of college experience. Three people by their
Got him! Got him!
I got a motherfucking tight end that
You
done been
said
that
30.
bitch
You
10
said 30 years,
motherfucking
dog.
years.
30 years? God damn. That's a
You
light
got a
sentence.
tight end. You got a tight end that's been there fucking 10 fucking years, dog. Where do they do that at? How you got a bitch out there motherfucking down up here to turn 30 playing against 17 and 18-year-olds? Then you got motherfucking Restrepo. That bitch done been there 6 or 7 goddamn years. Took him goddamn 7 years to motherfucking break Michael Irvin goddamn record. Bitch supposed to break his goddamn record. Bitch been there goddamn damn decade. You motherfucking field goal kicker. How long that bitch done been there? Between Cam Ward, your field goal kicker, and Restrepo is what's holding our whole fucking team together like glue. The sad part about it for y'all, all them bitches is gone next year. Cam Ward gone, Restrepo gone, you goddamn kicker gone, and the only bitch on defense that's holding that shit together is your linebacker. Last year he was number 51. This year he number 1. I take my head out to him. Even though that bitch a dirty motherfucking player, he's still a motherfucking a good ass defense. He's still a goddamn good player. That bitch that good. That's why I say y'all need to enjoy this shit right here because all them guys that I just named, them motherfuckers is gone next year. Yeah, you still ain't gonna win no championship. So really, only thing they done for y'all was kept y'all relevant for another season and kept motherfucking Super Dummy Mario motherfucking able to come back and coach again next year. So after all them players gone and he come back and coach again next year, and that shit go to back to looking like goddamn it 3-6 and 2-8 and shit, then they gonna be back on the gravy train by getting this motherfucking ass up out of there. But just like I said, I give props and props due. Y'all looking good this year, but you got to damn focus on the reason why y'all looking good this year. It ain't got a fuck thing to do with y'all coaching style. It ain't got a fuck thing to do with motherfucking them recruits that y'all, them high ass recruiting class that y'all got. That shit boiled down to Cam Ward. You take Cam Ward away from y'all right now, y'all got 4 fucking losses. Right now. I let somebody else go.
That's a fucking lie.
I want you to tell me what the fuck I'm lying about.
Man, since you got so much to say about our coaches, let me hear what you think about your coaches.
Our coach is garbage. We got garbage ass coaches. I could even start with the head coach, man. It's garbage. And I say it like this. I tell you like this, dog. The same thing what I'm saying with y'all and about them players that's toting y'all, that's exactly y'all experiencing what Florida State experienced last year. It ain't have shit to do with our coaching. It didn't have shit to do with that. It was the guys that was on our team. The guys that transferred into Florida State and had a vision and the maturity level that they had is what told it that 13-0 team. It ain't have shit to do with no motherfucking coaches. Them guys was out there playing with a purpose Just like the guys on y'all team that I'm talking about now, that's playing with a purpose. That's Cam Ward. That's Restrepo. Boy Galley, and the damn number one, the linebacker number one. Them boys playing with a purpose. It ain't even about fucking Miami or the pride of Miami. Them boys trying to do something. Them boys trying to go somewhere. It ain't got shit to do with Super Dummy Mario on no goddamn sideline, calling no plays or running no motherfucking practice. It don't got shit to do with him. Y'all just got the players this year that got y'all where y'all at. We garbage. We don't got no motherfucking. We got a little bit of talent, but we don't got enough. And we got a lot of fucked up coaches that's gonna be not there within the next couple of weeks or a few weeks. They'll be gone. So, hey, it is what it is. But the thing about it, it ain't like y'all don't know up and up. Because, like I said, when Cam Ward gone, y'all bite to the same shit. You wrecked out with us, neck and neck. So, that's why I say, enjoy your season, dog. Enjoy your season, because this shit finna be over in another 30 days or so. So enjoy that shit.
Who you think Mike Norvell should fire first?
The offensive coordinator. And then probably the defensive coordinator. They also got to get rid of Randy Shannon. I wouldn't mind him getting rid of the wide receivers coach,
Dugans.
Dugans. I wouldn't mind him getting rid of Dugan. I wouldn't mind him getting rid of motherfucking Odell Hagen. That shit what Odell Hagen got going on, that shit done played out. That motherfucker still coaching like we in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. That shit what he installing in our defense alignment, that shit do not work for this time in this damn game. That shit worked motherfucking in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. That shit don't work no more. Offenses are totally different. So you can't come in nowadays coaching up your defensive line like you have been doing the past 30 years. You can't do that shit. That shit over with. So I wouldn't mind if his ass get motherfucking demoted or they don't even got to get rid of him. Just take him off the defensive line and put him as an analyst or put him up as a help out on recruiting or some shit like that. But for his defensive line, I done gave up. I started to give up on Odell Hagens like 2 or 3, at least 2 years now. But this year, I am all the way in on getting rid of Odell Hagens from coaching our fucking defensive line. He is not the coach. We need a modern day defensive line coach right now. That's what we need. A modern day defensive line coach. Odell Hagens he done did his thing. I appreciate what he done, the service he done put in, but that shit where he instilling in our defensive line, that shit don't work nowadays.
With y'all recruiting trash, y'all record trash, your coaches trash, your whole team trash, how long you think that rebuild gonna take?
To be honest with you, I think I don't think it's gonna take that long. I think that we ain't gonna have no damn.
But you got coaches that can't recruit. You ain't got one single wide receiver committed right now.
Yeah, I know, but that don't mean shit. We all know what the transfer portal do. So
what did it do this year?
Well, it was something that we learned from. We learned from this year. We you know what I'm saying? It was a lesson learned.
Okay, let me ask you this: why Florida State people so slow to realize that everybody done figured out that the transfer portal can't sustain no team? Because you seen TCU try to do it, you seen Colorado try to do it, you seen other teams try to do it. They had success, momentum, and everything like that, but it never sustained itself. You go out and you get rejects from all them other teams. You brought in damn near every reject from Alabama. None of them panned out. You brought in all the rejects from all them other teams that wanted more money, that don't really care about culture, that don't know nothing about Florida State. You got Keon Coleman right now that telling wide receivers not to go to Florida State because y'all wide receiving coach ain't going to do shit for them. Them the kind of players y'all bringing in.
Well, it's just like I just said. You know, like you said with the transfer portal. The only difference between y'all and us is that y'all hit this year and we didn't. You talking about bringing in the transfer portal? That's what the fuck helped y'all this year.
But
The transfer portal.
here's the problem with you guys in the transfer portal. All the players y'all bring in from the transfer portal, you basically starting them. You're not developing nothing. Your quarterback is right there. It's the biggest picture you need to look at. Mike Norvell had Brock Glenn all these years. He had Taylor Rodemaker all these years. And now he's about to ruin this Luke kid. Mike Norvell, without a Jordan Travis kind of quarterback, he
without
is
Cam Ward, what would y'all be doing right now? Without Cam Ward, do you think y'all really would be undefeated without Cam Ward? Answer that question, honestly.
We would not be 1-8.
Do y'all think y'all would be undefeated?
Rightfully so, we might be.
You think y'all would be undefeated without Cam Ward?
I think we could be, but we ain't talking about ifs and coulds and all of that. Because you're gonna say no, and I'm gonna say yes, and we ain't getting nowhere.
We talking about reality. You know damn well y'all would not be undefeated.
Yes. I can say yes, because we talking about ifs and coulds and shoulds.
So you saying y'all would be undefeated without Cam Ward?
You can say no, and you can say no. It's just gonna be your opinion versus mine. We talking about ifs and coulds and woulds.
So let me get this understanding though. You said y'all would be undefeated without Cam Ward.
We could be.
Y'all could be or y'all would be.
It's possible. I can't tell you it would be because we got Cam Ward.
Okay. So if you say
you know who don't got Cam Ward? Florida State.
Yeah, you know why?
And you know who?
You know why? See, Mario Cristobal, Mario Cristobal, he done bought back the old. He trying to bring back that old Miami way. And don't be surprised when I tell you this. In a year or two, y'all ass gonna be on probation. Cause we already know everything ain't going legal down that motherfucker. Mario Cristobal back with that old Miami shit, which is
He need to leave that dope alone.
So we're gonna be on probation. We're gonna be on probation in 2 years.
I'm gonna be on probation. The only thing that's helping y'all is the NIL shit where it is legal to pay players or whatever. But I can guarantee you Mario Cristobal
probation for legally paying players and doing it the right way.
No, it's just gonna be harder.
We're not gonna meet up with players like Mims from Georgia and try to get them to come to Florida State and get put on probation for 3 games. We're not gonna pull an Atkins. We're not gonna get caught doing the crimes that y'all did.
So you talking about the crime, the same thing that's legal to do nowadays?
Was it legal? He wasn't in the transfer portal. He wasn't in the
transfer
portal when y'all did it.
The same thing that Alex Atkins got in trouble for. It's legal now.
Your coordinator bought a player to a booster when he wasn't even in the transfer portal.
Whatever he did is legal now.
It's not legal.
Yes, it is.
If a player is not in the transfer portal, you can't be meeting up with him and bringing him the boosters. That's terrible.
I don't think that's what he got in trouble for. He got in trouble for having a breakfast with a player or some bullshit like that.
He brought the player. He transported the player to a booster. He brought that player and that player's parents to a booster. Before the kid even entered into the transfer portal. He was not in the transfer portal when he did that. And not only did he did that, but your booster offered that kid $150,000 to get in the portal. And he never left.
I don't understand fully what's the reason, but from my understanding is whatever Atkins did, it is totally legal to do now.
No, it's not. It's never going to be legal. It's tampering.
Well, they lied.
If a player's not in the transfer portal, as a coach, staff, you can't contact that player. You could do it under the table and behind the closed doors and don't get caught. But if you get caught, that is illegal, sir. That is a violation. That is why he got 3 games probation. And that was a slap on the wrist because y'all could have gotten worse.
Well, like I say, from what I'm understanding, whatever he did is legal now. If it's a lie, then all commentators on ESPN, they telling the damn lie. Cause from what everybody's saying, whatever he
Yeah,
got
you're
suspended
gonna
for,
have to show me where
it
they
is.
say that on ESPN. You're gonna have to show me
I'm
where they
looking
say
up.
a coach could meet up with a player that's not in the portal and bring him to
I don't
Booster.
know. That ain't sound like what I heard. What he done? Not exactly. He met up with
Well,
a
I'm
player,
telling
but
you
how
what
you
he's
trying to
done
say
because
it wasn't like.
it's public information what he's done. They already put it out there why he's on probation. He brought a player from Georgia, Marius Mims, to a booster to meet with a booster. The booster offered the kid $150,000 to get in the portal and come to Florida State.
Whatever he did is legal now. You can look it up. Whatever he did, I don't know exactly what
It'll
he done,
never
but
be
whatever.
legal. I hope every coach on your coaching staff believe what you believe, so your program can get the death penalty. That's tough.
Well, we ain't gonna get no death penalty because Florida State ain't never been that goddamn desperate like Miami. The motherfucking the break all rules and go against every goddamn thing that's supposed to be just to get
You
players
know
there.
what?
And
You know what?
that's what I'm saying right now. That's what I'm saying right now
It
with that
sound like we got
Mario.
the money. We can do what we want legally, and y'all are mad.
You know what?
It's
I'm
not
gonna
our
start
fault
this.
that. You know what I told you guys? I told y'all Mike Norvell bamboozled y'all. Y'all believe that Alabama wanted this joker. I was trying to tell y'all. Nobody believed me because I'm a troll. They ain't offer that man no
You
goddamn
said
job.
yeah, you a
Nobody,
troll. You denying it now?
Alabama ain't offered Mike Norvell no goddamn job. He used that. Him and his agent used that to
Man,
level.
that man ain't use shit, man.
He
They
used
was
that
trying to
as
get
leverage, and y'all
crazy.
extended his contract, and now he flexing on y'all with all these L's.
You talking crazy
You
now
know
because
what
they did.
you
They
can't
was coming for that
do?
man.
You know what you can't do right now? You can't Willie Taggart him. You can't fire him mid-season. You 1-8
I
right
ain't looking
now.
to fire. I'm not looking to fire.
You even if you did, you would have to come up with $65 million right now to fire him, which y'all don't got.
No, we ain't gonna fire him, man. I'm not even looking to fire him.
Y'all is
Not this.
suing everybody and their mama right now. Y'all can't afford to fire Norvell. You won't be able to afford to fire him this year, next year, or the year after.
I'm cool with that. I ain't trying to get rid of my coach.
Guess
Oh,
what?
where's that mama?
If he don't get rid of some people and get some better coaches, get some better
Man, he
recruiters,
could get rid of some people, though. You don't got to worry
but
about
if
that. You will.
you don't bring in no better people, no better recruiters, y'all gonna be in the same place. Y'all gonna be a mid-range team.
What you think y'all gonna be when them players leave? What I just told you about? What you think y'all gonna be?
Okay, because you haven't been paying attention to Mario's
Y'all had
recruitment.
one man, fuck that recruiting. Them recruits ain't dog. All that recruiting that y'all got, I just told y'all would not be where y'all at without Cam Ward. You supposed to be damn lost 3 games now with Cam Ward.
So with
2 on the rest season for your ass. 2 games the rest season for y'all ass. Almost done lost 3 games with Cam Ward.
Ever since Mario stepped foot in Miami, he's been having top 10 classes.
That ain't what y'all been doing though.
That ain't what we've been doing with Manny Diaz. Manny Diaz couldn't recruit everybody like Mario's doing. We never got the top players. They all leave South Florida.
Manny Diaz wasn't breaking rules like Mario Cristobal either.
Oh my God.
Hey, check this out. Check this out, dog. I done asked you for a couple of years. I'm finna go ahead and put it out there because I asked you. I sent you my phone number. I told you to call me.
Bro,
so we can have a private
conversation. I keep telling you to go on Twitter or go
so
on
we can have a private conversation. But I'm finna go ahead and put it out there now. I wanted you to call me, dog, because and tell the truth, it was y'all idea a few years ago for me to start a YouTube channel. Y'all, that was y'all idea. I wasn't really thinking about it like that, but y'all said it. So that's why I gave you my number to call me, so you can kind of like help me out with and give me a little bit of perks on what I need to do to get my shit up and running and shit. But it seems like you don't want to do that. And my old lady told me, she said, you know what? You probably don't even need to damn even holler at him. Just do your own thing, because I know that you can do it. I you know what? But I'm gonna tell you, listen, dog. Listen, you done been doing this shit for a few years. when you have live chat, you only got no more than 30, 40 people in your live chat. What I was trying to do was I was trying to work with you a little bit to boost your shit up. I was gonna do that, dog. You been in this bitch 40-something years. I mean, for a few years, you only got 30, 40 people in your live chat. If you would have called me, I see you used to try to do business with Turn Talent. That shit didn't work out because you didn't have the right charisma. You tried this shit with 863 Nose or whatever the fuck that goof ass motherfucker is. That shit didn't work out because he too green as fuck. So I tried to bring you a real one, but what I'm saying is I'm finna start me a YouTube channel, and my shit finna blow, cause I know what the fuck I'm finna bring, and it ain't gonna be just about sports. I tried to bring you in on it to help your channel at the same time, but you didn't want to help me. But I'm finna start my shit, dog, and it ain't nothing against nobody. I ain't going to nothing against nobody, but
how many times I've been told you get on Twitter or get on Instagram and get in my
man,
inbox.
I did all that.
Send me your number, because if you put your number on the internet, everybody gonna see it and they gonna be blowing your shit up.
I don't give a fuck. That's a throwaway.
I still go on Twitter till today. I haven't gotten a message from you. I still go on Instagram. I don't have a message from you. So I don't know where you're going with this. Now, as far as my audience, I don't care if I got 5 people listening or I got 300 people listening. It's authentic. These are people that rock with me. These are people that enjoy my content that I provide. I don't care if it's 1 million or it's 10. I'm still gonna do this every week.
Man, you can't tell me that now, cause I got them Uber drivers.
When you got people that rock with you and it's authentic, you ain't got nothing to worry about. See, you worrying about the numbers. I'm good over here.
I ain't saying you ain't. Obviously you are, because you still going. You know what I'm saying?
If I had one person watching, if I had one person watching, I still would do this.
I doubt that.
I still would do it.
I doubt it. You will go back to playing video games. You will go back to playing video games all goddamn day. You would not be on no goddamn
video games on here, but 1 or 2 times, and that was college football.
Green guy, you can't tell me now. You look like a video game player.
I played college football a couple times. I ain't even turned on my PlayStation in about 2 months now. This is football season.
Well, that's okay. So that's why you ain't been playing. But I'm saying, before you started this shit, I bet you was a real life gamer.
Nah,
before you started this, you was a real life gamer.
I don't put my time into gaming. I put my time into work and making more money. And providing for my 4 daughters. That's what I do.
You put your time into making more money, so that go back to the channel situation. What I'm talking about there.
Yeah,
you wouldn't want to make more money off your channel.
This channel is. I'm not gonna look at this channel as a monetary thing. Of course, I make money on here.
People in the chat, how could you? You can't look at it.
But here's where you failing to realize: this is not just being broadcast on YouTube. This is being broadcast as other places too. I'm getting paid from other places too. Here's what you don't realize. I have endorsements. I have companies that reached out to me to do certain promotions.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is you could have had more companies.
What you don't realize is last season, and I don't even do it no more because Hard Rock app don't came out. Everybody in Florida can do it. But last year, US paid me $3,000 for my promotion. See, y'all, it's stuff behind the scene that you don't know.
Already, damn. Why you think I said call me?
But I keep trying to tell you.
I know it's stuff that I don't know, dog. That's why I gave you my phone number.
I said go on Instagram, put your number in the inbox, and I'll hit you up. Because if you put it here on the internet, everybody gonna blow you up, prank call you, and all that. Everybody and their mama gonna have your number.
I'm gonna say this too, Green Guy.
Go on my social media, whether it's Twitter or it's Instagram, and get in my inbox, and I will talk to you there. You haven't done that yet, and it's been about 3 years now.
Okay, I'm gonna try it one more time, Green Guy. I'm gonna give you one more chance. Now I'm gonna say this too. Now, you know, me and you go back and forth and talk shit or whatever, but honestly, truly, dog, I really do fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Now you say some dumb ass, green ass, jitterbug ass shit, but I do. If I'm still chiming in today, that mean that I fuck with you. I ain't talking. I'm not talking down on what you're doing or what you got going on. I'm just saying what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you doing your thing, and I appreciate what you doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, out of them 40, hell, I'm one of them. So I chime in. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't come on the live stream, I still check out the show or whatever. But I just want you to know I ain't talking down on what you're doing, dog. And you know you do bring people look forward to you.
I'll tell you this. I'm not the typical Hurricane fan that does a YouTube channel that goes out of their way to sound like they ESPN and all that. I try to bring
Exactly.
I try to bring a comedic version to it.
You do. That's why I fuck with
to incorporate Florida State and Florida in it also. Obviously, I'm a Hurricane fan. Y'all are rivals, so I'm gonna talk shit to y'all. I'm a troll y'all, and that ain't never gonna stop. I'm just gonna be me on the channel, and anybody that rocks with it, they rock with it. If they don't, they have plenty of other options to watch.
Understandably. I trust me. I understand that. I totally understand
Now,
that. And
as
like I
far as
said,
collaborations go, I could collab with FSU guys. I could collab with Turn Tally. I could collab with 863. I can collab with you if you make a channel. I could collab with anybody. But I'm not going to go out of my way to do so.
what you mean go out your way?
I'm not going to go out of my way. I'm not going to beg anybody to do any shows. I'm not going to beg anybody to come on the channel. It just got to be a natural fit. When me and 863 do shows, we good. We Gucci. Me and Turn Tally, we did shows, we Gucci. It's a certain level of entertainment that you bring when you go to different people. I know what 863 is on. He's trying to keep it more professional while getting it off or whatever. And then you got Turn Tally that's just loose. He'll say anything. So it is what it is. As far as me, I'm just trying to enjoy my canes, throw some jokes in there, and that's it. If you rock with me, you rock with me.
I already know. That's why I say, you know, like I say, even though you do a bunch of green ass shit and say a bunch of green ass things, I still do see the authenticity. Like you say.
I could come on here all week and tell you how trash Florida State is. I mean, look at the screen. Y'all are 1-8.
I know that.
I listen to y'all fans. I listen to them, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's in y'all message boards, everything, Facebook, all of it. I see it all. So when I come and get these jokes off, it gonna hit different because I'm listening to y'all talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I can tell you. Why do you think I asked you earlier, who do you want to get fired? And what did you do? You tell me the whole goddamn staff. Because you know why I've been hearing it? From every goddamn FSU fan. Y'all want the whole goddamn team fired. If y'all could right now, y'all would knock that damn Indian off that horse. You probably would get the horse killed and made into glue.
What the horse got to do with it?
That's where y'all at right now. If some of y'all fans had y'all way, they would go tear down the whole stadium and just quit football completely, forfeit the whole season.
Man, we got a fucked up season. What, we gonna go hang ourselves because of that? Did y'all want to hang yourselves? Did y'all want to hang yourselves?
I can show you a tweet right now, and I know the guy was joking, but he said, "Is there any Tallahassee police right now that want to plant some dope on Norvell? Please let me know." That's how bad y'all want that man up out of town. I know he was joking.
I mean, you got some fans that feel like that, but and I'll be honest with you, man. Like I say, looking at Norvell right now, I see some flaws in him. I kind of feel like it's like the Billy Napier effect with the Gators. Like, I kind of feel like that environment is a little too out of league. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I just kind of feel like it's out of league right now. I ain't made up my mind all the way.
And that's why Miami look like the bad guy now. Because when we first got Mario and that first season happened, y'all was all laughing at us. Mario losing these teams.
We gonna be like laughing at y'all next year. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Enjoy this season because the lab's gonna be back on y'all next year. You're not gonna have Cam Ward is not running out that corner next year, dog.
The way recruiting
Cam
and the
Ward is not running out that corner.
and not to mention we ain't got no money problems. It ain't gonna happen like that for us.
Money don't be on the field.
That's
you
y'all
can't put
reality.
on the field to pay quarterback.
That's y'all reality, bro. We got
the
money, we got the destination, we got the coaches, we got everything going for ourselves. We can recruit. Y'all can't recruit high school.
Who is our quarterback next season?
Don't worry about it. Whoever it is, just know he gonna beat FSU again.
Wow. Cam Ward not coming out that tunnel next year, homie.
Okay, it don't
The
matter.
running back Martinez is not coming out that tunnel.
This season, at the end of the season, when you fire everybody and replace everybody, you still gonna be in a rebuilding mode, and whatever we got is still gonna be better than y'all. You 1-8 now. Next season, this time maybe you'll be 2-7.
Okay, and what y'all gonna be? 3-6?
Nigga, we'll be 9-0 again.
What y'all gonna be? 3-6?
We'll be 9-0
again. Cam Ward is not running out that corner. Your 30-year-old tight end is not running out that fucking tunnel. Martinez is not running out that fucking tunnel. Number one is not running out that tunnel. Restrepo is not running out that fucking tunnel.
We'll be 9-0 again.
These are the people that's toting y'all this year, man. Y'all do not have it coming back.
Have you seen the people behind them?
I've seen them.
Have you seen the people that we got coming in this year? You just talking to be talking, dog.
Got Cam Ward coming in. Who gonna throw the ball?
That's y'all problem.
Who is gonna throw the ball? Who gonna throw the ball? Who is gonna keep drives alive?
You worrying about
who gonna keep drives alive like Cam Ward? Who gonna keep plays alive?
How much do we rely on Cam Ward to beat Florida State? We ran the ball down y'all throats. We ran the ball down your throats.
But he still had to be accounted for, though.
We still ran the ball down your throats. He ain't made too many passes.
Have you ever heard of decoy?
Like I tell you, it don't matter who we put in the game against y'all, we still gonna beat y'all. Emory could have played against y'all this year and we would have beat y'all.
Okay, if y'all
keep worrying about Cam Ward, it don't matter who's our quarterback this year or next year, we still gonna beat y'all.
No, I don't go into no season worrying about beating Miami or beating Florida. I go into the season of worrying about having a good season. It's not about no fucking Miami or no Gators.
Goddamn time told me that y'all was gonna be 12-0, y'all gonna be competing for ACC championship, not knowing that big dummy Norvell ain't doing shit.
Well, we got fucked, dog. We got the wrong quarterback out of transfer portal. We got DJ
coach. You hired the wrong coach. You fired and hired the wrong coach. You had two good seasons because he had to go through the transfer portal. He can't recruit Florida. He can't recruit. You went 13-1, and nobody and their mama wanted to come to your school.
Well, I mean, that is what it is, dog. It's still, you know what I'm saying?
That's what it's going to continue to be.
Okay. I don't want to take up all your time, though. I know somebody else might want to say something if they even still in the chat. I don't even know if they're here no more. But I just said what I had to say. And, like I say, I was just putting that out there, dog. I'm going to start me a damn YouTube channel. And, just chill. You'll see. And don't say I ain't trying to don't say I ain't trying to invite you in.
Let me tell you, you don't need my help to do it. All you got to do is drop your videos. People will see it and they'll come. Whoever rocks with it.
I'm talking about like the shortcuts and shit that I can take or whatever, how to maneuver through shit.
That's the problem, though. With YouTube, you can't take no shortcut. You got to build your own audience.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, after you doing it, I know all that. I'm just saying, after you've been doing it for so long, I'm
What
pretty
I'm
sure
telling
it was
you,
some change.
the only thing I could do for you is have you on the show. You can shout out your channel, and all the Florida State fans that's listening, all the Miami fans that like that kind of content, they'll check you out. And it's up to you, whatever you put on the channel, for them to stay or not.
Okay, what about the monetary shit? How do you get your shit monetized?
You got to put in work. You got to get 1,000 subscribers. You got to have 4,000 hours of watch time. So motherfuckers got to
have
watch your shit
4,000
for 4,000 hours. So you got to
Say
put
what
in that
now?
work. You got to have 4,000 hours of watch time.
Oh,
People got to
so
watch
they
your shit for
automatically,
4,000 hours.
so it ain't nothing that you got to do. They automatically monetize your shit after so much shit.
After that, they'll tell you qualified, and you just turn it on. That's it.
Oh, okay.
See,
Okay, what about
you
the
don't need me.
huh?
See, you don't need me.
No, I ain't said that I did need you, dog. I just wanted to talk to you about the steps and shit. You know what I'm saying? I already know about what it takes. I just was wanting to talk to you about the steps and how it work and what to be best and what to not to do, like what microphone to use, what kind of headset. You know what I'm saying? Them little
Bro,
questions and shit. What
I do my videos with my phone, bro. You don't need nothing special.
what
You
kind of
don't need
phone you use?
iPhone.
The iPhone, okay. Samsung or
It don't matter. You can record your video and just post it. As long as you got a phone with a camera, that's it.
so you're rather iPhone.
You don't need no special equipment. You don't need the latest iPhone. You don't need none of that. You just need a phone with a camera. See how you looking in the camera right now? Press
Yeah.
record and talk and tell the people what you need to hear, what you want to talk about, and post the video. That's it.
I do got a few videos. You ain't never watched them?
I ain't
I
know
put
you started up.
I put some videos out like a couple of years ago. Just a couple of like reactions or whatever after a game or whatever, and some couple of games I went to. Florida State games I went to. I downloaded some to YouTube or whatever. I haven't checked them in a while. You know, last time I checked, I did get some views and shit, but I just didn't take that step. You know, I just recorded a couple of videos, and I really didn't know what I was doing then.
I can tell you one thing about doing sports. Every day something new happens.
Yeah,
Especially in Florida State. People don't want to hear about the old news. They want to keep giving them the new stuff.
yeah, I got you. But see, my thing gonna be more than just sports, though. I'm not just talking about sports. You know what I'm saying?
And that's
One
gonna be
of them.
hard to do.
Why you say that?
Because most people when they want to hear sports, they don't want to hear the other stuff.
Yeah, you do, man. You got people that be in your life that want to hear about other shit besides sports. Because I done heard conversations go away from sports to other shit in your damn video.
Yeah,
So that ain't true.
but that's after we done covered all the sports.
Yeah, T2Y, but I mean everybody in the world. I'm not just talking about sports, man. I'm talking about other
Okay,
people
but
in the world.
Think about this. For the last, right now we're on 2 hours. The last 2 hours, it's been about sports. Minus the last 10, 15 minutes, me and you been talking.
Yeah,
People gonna
but you
listen to
got
that.
all people talk shit, just talk about sports.
People gonna listen to this back, and they gonna hear all the sports stuff. They probably, when they get to this, they gonna cut it off.
Well, that's why I said I didn't want to take up no time. I didn't want to interrupt your show.
Like this. If you want to talk about other stuff, start 2 channels.
That's what I was just saying. That's what I was looking at
Start
doing.
your channel where all you do is talk about FSU. Post those on there, and then do your own, all the other talking on another channel where people listen to that kind of stuff.
I got you. And like I said, man, I appreciate everything. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you like all these years that I done been chiming in. You know I'm gonna talk my shit or whatever. And one thing I respect about you, I've been told you this though. One thing I respect about you, all the shit talking that we done is like you still keep that same mindset. You know what I'm saying? You don't take the shit too personal or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You joke or whatever, and come back and we still, you know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. So I always respect people like that understand when somebody, you know what I'm saying, just bullshitting with them and they don't go over the edge with the shit and try to turn the shit into nothing else. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So I
I ain't that type of person, man.
huh?
I ain't that type of person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. After all these years, I really seen it from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, as time went on, it just made it more concrete and made it more obvious and solid that that's how you carry yourself. You know, so that's why I say that's one thing that I do respect you about. You know what I'm saying? And you let it be known. Come on here and talk your shit or whatever, such and such. It's all in. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for that, dog. And just keep doing what you're doing. Keep going or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm still gonna help you out because I'm a part of your damn show and shit. So whatever I do and whatever I got going on, it's gonna benefit you any damn way, whether you want it or not. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how you receive it.
Hey, if
But
you
yeah,
bring one person over here or you bring a million person over here, I'm still gonna appreciate you the same.
yeah, I'm gonna bring about 1 million out there.
I'll tell you
And
one
don't
thing, y'all ain't gonna have a million fans by the time Norvell run that shit to the ground.
yeah, but like I say, man, I'm gonna talk about sports, dog, but I got a whole bunch of other shit that I'm gonna be covering. You know what I'm saying? I got other shit that I'm gonna be covering, man. Life shit and just all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let the world into my game room a little bit. See where I'm from, it's a whole bunch of people that know me, that been knowing me for years, and like including, for an example, my mama, my own sisters, my close family. They still to this day, they still trying to figure me out. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, they see me, they see how I move or whatever to a certain extent, but they still really, like I say, I always tell people, if you want to know about me, ask the streets, don't ask my family. You know what I'm saying? Because I really feel like the streets know more about me than my
I
own
feel you.
family do.
I feel you on that, but we got to talk about this North Carolina Florida State game because
Go ahead.
I gotta wrap this show up. Since
I
you
got you, dog. I got you.
now since
Hey, but
you're an FSU fan, give me your thoughts on that game yesterday because I know you watched it.
I was in and out. I didn't even really sit down and watch it. I was in and out. I was watching the Florida game. I really watched the Florida game more than I did that game.
Now
And
see what I'm talking about? Look what Mike Norvell done did to y'all. Y'all can't even watch this damn game no more.
well, I was like that the year before last and the year before that. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't just start this year, dog. If we ain't doing nothing, we ain't playing for nothing, that shit not looking good on TV, I'd rather watch another game. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I already seen that early on that we was gonna lose that game. So why must sit there and watch a losing game like that?
see
I mean,
Florida
I'm
State.
a sports fan, dog. I'm a sports fan. I watch sports, dog. It ain't just about Florida State with me. I watch sports, dog. I just like to see good games, dog.
See Florida State fans, this is what I'm talking about. Norvell done got y'all so messed up, y'all can't even watch football no more. Y'all deserve better. Y'all deserve better. I'm with you guys. I'm with y'all. Y'all deserve better.
You got every now this season right here. You got every right to troll. You do got
Now,
every right to troll this season.
now Florida
Y'all,
State
y'all,
fans,
y'all.
I know Norvell can't provide y'all a good season or anything that's over, not even a bowl game. Y'all got to eat the cereal out the cup this year. But I think I should construct some application for some of your guys to go ahead and hit the transfer portal and come on down to Miami. Come on down. Come be a Miami fan. Come
Oh,
where
like y'all players do lead y'all to come to us. You want that to happen?
Oh, look what happened when they go to y'all. Oh my God. Darrell Jackson finally played against Miami. Now, granted, he had 2 sacks, but left with an L. Left with an L.
Y'all could have kept that garbage because he's pure
Since
garbage.
Darrell Jackson left Miami, he is 1-9.
Y'all could have kept that garbage.
He played against Georgia, and he is 1-9 right now.
Yeah, y'all could have kept that garbage.
What about Devontae Brown? Oh, I ain't heard nothing from him all season. Y'all told me he was going to be the greatest safety alive since he came to Florida State, and he was going to get developed and trained properly. Because Miami don't do that. What happened?
Man, I don't know about that guy at all. That guy, they gave him a chance. He had
got
a
an
shot.
offensive lineman, a veteran from Florida, and Richard, Lionel Richard Leonard, or whatever his name is. He
got
ain't
hurt, dog.
he ain't did shit for y'all. So what did
He
y'all really
hurt.
take from y'all rivals?
He was doing something before he got hurt.
What did y'all take from y'all rivals? What did y'all really get from y'all rivals? You got Patrick Paint that held y'all hostage for money. He ain't doing shit. Then you got Farmer. You got Farmer ain't do shit. You got Darrell Jackson ain't do shit. These are guys that held y'all hostage for money.
Yeah, but it's a
Patrick Pate. Patrick Pate told y'all he wanted Jared Verse money.
It's a bigger picture than that, man. And then what a lot of people trying to look over, especially Miami fans like you, dog.
That shit really fucked us up. It fucked us up, dog. And the people that snubbed us and kept us out, they knew the effect that it was gonna have on this
I've
team.
been told
And that shit
y'all. I
really
told you
fucked us
last
up
year.
mentally, dog. I'm not gonna lie,
I
dog.
told
It
you
fucked the
last year, and
whole,
I'll tell
it
you
fucked the
again.
team up. It fucked the coaching staff up, dog. That shit really fucked us up. That
I
snub.
told y'all this last year,
I'm
and
just
I'll
telling
tell
you, dog.
y'all
That shit
again.
fucked us up, man. We didn't really know how to bounce. Them young guys did not know how to bounce back from that shit.
I told
They
y'all
really
this
didn't know
last
what
year.
to expect, dog. They fucked us up with that.
I
So
told y'all this last year,
it
and I'll
is
tell
what
you
it is.
again.
I
Y'all did
knew when
not
it
belong in the
happened
playoffs.
that we wasn't
Y'all
gonna
did
have a big of a season like that. Cause I know that shit fucked them young boys' mind up, man. It fucked the
y'all did
coaches'
not
mind
belong.
up. Cause it was like, well, damn, we go out here and put out and do what we supposed to do, and at the end of the year, we might get fucked anyway. You know
Y'all
what I'm
did
saying?
not
It's
belong in
hard
the
to
playoffs.
motherfucking go back, dog. I can understand that, dog. That shit fucked us up.
Y'all did not belong in the playoffs. I still stand on that.
You there?
Yeah, you can't hear me? I'm gonna put the link back in the chat. Come back in, but I can hear
Oh,
you,
my
but you
Bluetooth
can hear
went
me.
off. My bad.
You can hear me?
Hold on, I'm turning my damn Bluetooth back on. The hell went off. I didn't know what the fuck had happened. You there?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Hold on, give me a couple of seconds. It's coming.
Yeah, but for those of y'all watching, man, Florida State took on North Carolina yesterday. Tar Heels went in Tallahassee and beat the brakes off
All
Florida
right.
State. They beat them 35-11 yesterday. Wrapping up ACC play for Florida State.
You say what now?
Florida State is 1-7 in the ACC. They're 1-8 overall. Their season is done. They can't make a bowl game. When they lost against Miami, Miami ended their season basically. So that's where Florida State is at right now. 1-8, 1-7 in ACC. Only win in the ACC was to Cal, and Cal's supposed to beat them. Florida State really supposed to be 0-9 right now, and 0-8 in ACC play. But it is what it is. Next week in the ACC, man. Next week in the ACC. Let me switch over to the ESPN right now. So next week in the ACC, going into week 11, games that'll get played. So of course, for those of you that don't know, the college football rankings will be updated Tuesday night. They'll put out the rankings, and that'll be the rankings that we go off. We go off of. As of right now, the AP poll has not come out yet, so we'll go on the AP poll until Tuesday night. Miami is still listed as the number 5 team in the country because the AP poll hasn't come out yet. Obviously, Penn State lost to Ohio State yesterday, so they're going to drop. Miami's going to move up. They did cover their spread against Duke and everything like that. It wasn't a struggle game in the end. So obviously, let's do ACC. Until the rankings is updated, we'll do it by ACC. We'll do it by conference. So this Friday night, you got Cal versus Wake Forest. That's a 4-4. Both teams are 4-4. Basically, don't really matter. It doesn't really. That game don't really matter to Miami right now. As long as Miami wins out, they're good. Clemson took the L, so there's no longer a three-way tie scenario. So that game doesn't even matter. But those are two opponents that Miami do play. Miami's already beaten Cal, and they got Wake Forest after Georgia Tech. Speaking of Georgia Tech, Miami versus Georgia Tech next week. That'll be on ESPN. Miami versus the Georgia Tech. That'll be at Georgia Tech, and it'll be at 12 p.m. 12 p.m. So it's another noon game, back-to-back noon game. This will be on ESPN. The spread hasn't came out yet, so we don't know how much they got Miami winning this game by, but Miami will be favored. Georgia Tech comes in at 5-4. They're looking for a win to make themselves bowl eligible. This is not the game for them. Sorry. This is a revenge season. As you guys know, last year, controversial ending. That was not a fumble, but nonetheless, Georgia Tech won that game. Mario didn't take a knee. That's tough. But revenge. I think Miami get the dub, and we'll keep it moving. 10-0. I'm just curious to know what the spread going to be for that game. Maybe some of y'all got concerns against Georgia Tech, but I don't really, to be honest with you. I think it's just going to be another week where Miami goes out and beat their opponent. Might have a slow start. Maybe Guidry don't call zone earlier on in the game and call a lot of men and get tossed here and there, and then next thing you know, he'll wise up and put us in zone, and then we'll win the game and we'll make up points because our offense is dominant. Hopefully he learned his lesson from the beginning of the game. That's basically. But let's keep it going. Syracuse versus Boston College. Miami takes on Syracuse. We still got Syracuse on the schedule. They're the last game of the season. So Boston College is not an opponent. So, like I said, as long as Miami win, none of these games matters anymore. Clemson's already taken the L. The tie scenario is done for. But in the case that Miami were to drop a game, then we'll be looking right back at this again. Who would be, taking on SMU, and then we'll have Clemson still in the mix, and then we'll have, Pitt still in the mid, and it'll be a whole chaos. But long as Miami win, long as SMU win, those are your ACC championship opponents, contenders. Clemson will take on Virginia Tech next week. That's in Blacksburg. That's a 3:30 game. Comes on right after Miami versus Georgia Tech. And then you got Duke versus NC State. That'll come on also on 3:30. That's ACC Network. Florida State versus Notre Dame. I think this is another game where Florida State goes on the road, gets humiliated, and then they come back home. They're 1-9, and it's like nothing happened. It's like just a regular thing for them. Florida State catching L's all season. This would be just another regular, them getting blown out by another team. It don't really mean nothing. And their fan base, they're pretty numb to it right now because since the beginning of the season they've been taking beatings, and this game will kind of be like when you're gonna get a whooping, you already done prepped yourself for it. You get home, your mama whoop you, you cry for a little bit, and then once you stop crying and the little sting and the pain go away, you go back to being a normal person. That is Florida State's reality in 2024. They get beat, they recover, and they get beat again. It's like rinse, wash, and repeat, basically. Plain and simple. Wash, rinse, and repeat. However that goes. That's Florida State reality in 2024. Moving on from that trash. By the way, that's an NBC game because Notre Dame is an NBC contract and they're at home. So Florida State will be on prime time, NBC, 7:30. So this demise will be televised. That's tough. I told y'all in 2024, Florida State is easy coochie and everybody's getting a turn. Notre Dame, you up next. Stay strapped. Virginia Tech. I'm sorry. Virginia versus Pitt. Can Pitt? This is in Pittsburgh. Can Pitt bounce back this week after taking a huge L last night against SMU and basically, ruining their chance of playing for an ACC championship. Can Pitt bounce back this week? That's what we had in the ACC. Miami take care of business, they good. SMU is on a bye week, so they'll just sit back, chill, relax, and watch everything else. All right, let's go into a different conference. Let's go into the Big 12. The Big 12. Let's see what matchups they got going on. What happened yesterday and what matchups they got coming up this week. So to start the week off, all right, so obviously we spoke about it earlier. Iowa got upset by Texas Tech. They're no longer undefeated. Let's just go down to Arizona versus Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, since starting off the season ranked, I think they came into the season as a number 16 team, have gone straight downhill. They're 3-6 right now, 0-6 in Big 12 play. Arizona State improves to 6-2, 3-2 in Big 12. Huge win for them, 21-point win, 42-21 last night. Convincing win. That game was delayed for a little due to weather, but Oklahoma State, man, I don't know what's going on, but get it together. Huge win yesterday for UCF, 56-12 against Arizona State, and then obviously a nail biter. Came down to the end. A field goal won it for Baylor. Baylor and TCU right now are both, 5-4. Both of them are 5-4 team. They're both 3-3 in the Big 12. No Big 12 championship implication for that game, but nonetheless was still a good game to watch. Nail biter, came down to the end. I think that was the last game I watched last night. But man, we're gonna when I'm done previewing all these games, we're gonna look at some of the standings and see where everything is at. Leading into some of these conference championship games. Obviously, some of them are more easier to pinpoint than others. There's a lot of scenarios where, teams could make it into certain, championships. But right now, like for the ACC, for example, Miami and SMU, as long as they win out, they are both going. They're both undefeated in ACC play. But in other places, in other conferences like the SEC, there's teams with one losses. There's like 4 or 5 teams with one losses. So anybody could realistically make it in, depending on who they play and who that loss came from. So we're going to look at some of those scenarios right after we preview the games. So this week for the Big 12, you got West Virginia taking a trip to Ohio to play Cincinnati. No spread came out yet. Not quite sure, which way you want to go with this. I think this game could be a toss-up. It'll be on FS1 at 12 p.m., one of those early games. Iowa State, can they bounce back against Kansas this week? Iowa, after catching their first L yesterday, going up against a 2-6, Kansas, a 1-4 in conference Kansas. They're going to Kansas, so can they bounce back, or, will it be a second week of letdown? Colorado versus Texas Tech. Now, this game is being played in Texas. I did put some money on Colorado. I did put $50 on Colorado against Sarge. He obviously think that Deion and them boys are going to lose in Texas to Texas Tech. So we're going to see how that works out. But I think Colorado will get the win. That game is on Fox at 4 p.m., so that's one of them to pay attention to. Shedeur Sanders, of course, Travis Hunter right now, he's in the mix. I think he's the leading candidate as of right now for the Heisman Trophy. So, guys like Cam Ward, him, and the running back from Boise State, those guys are still the top 3 favorites, to get the job done. I think all 3 of them probably will end up going to New York. So we'll see. Keep an eye on that game. UCF versus Arizona State. That game is being played in Arizona. UCF right now is sitting at a 4-5. I think Arizona will get the job done, but everything in the Big 12 so far has been up and down. Can't really tell what's going to happen here and there. But I think UCF is having quarterback problems. Obviously, my former Miami Hurricane Jakari Brown is over there. We did see him play a couple times this season. Didn't play yesterday, not to my knowledge. But I think they got a freshman quarterback that's playing right now. So KJ Jefferson obviously benched and some issues at quarterback for UCF. So I'm gonna go with Arizona State on that one. TCU will take on Oklahoma State. That game is being played in Texas. Let down for TCU last night to Baylor. I think they'll bounce back this week and beat Oklahoma State. So we'll see how they go. BYU versus Utah. Coming into the season, Utah was the favorite to come out of the Big 12, and everything so far has gone downhill for them. They're 4-4. They're 1-4 in conference. BYU right now is still one of the 5 teams that's undefeated, alongside the Miami Hurricanes, the Oregon Ducks, the Army, of course, and who else is undefeated? Did I miss anybody? There's BYU, Miami, Army, Oregon. I don't think that's everybody. Indiana. Can't leave out Indiana. I think BYU will get the job done in Salt Lake. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's go on over to the Big Ten. The Big Ten, huge win yesterday for Ohio State. Huge win for Ohio State yesterday. Easy game for them the next upcoming week or whatever. So let's see. Big Ten it is. So obviously Oregon took care of business. Ohio State did. Indiana did. We talked about Minnesota already. Okay, so overtime game, garbage time game. Both teams really have nothing to play for, except for Northwestern. They're still trying to get those last 2 wins to maybe become bowl eligible or whatever. But Purdue lost in overtime to Northwestern, 26-20. Yeah, one of those games that nobody really paid attention to. Upset happened yesterday. UCLA got a win over Nebraska. Huge L for Nebraska. They was favored to win this game. Everybody thought they would win. I thought they would win. UCLA been having a terrible season. I did put this game as one of those games to watch out for. It could get tricky. I'll probably stay away from it, and I was right. I probably would have lost if I parlayed on, Nebraska get that win. Iowa took care of business in huge fashion, blew out Wisconsin, 42-10. Iowa is now bowl eligible. Wisconsin is still looking for that extra win, that 6th win to get bowl eligible. Right now they got 3 more games to play, so we'll see how that works out. Washington upsets USC, beat them 26-21. Nailed by the games again. Washington scores six points in the 4th quarter to get the dub. That kind of game, Washington and USC both came over to the Big Ten, and it's not looking good for them. It's really not. It's really not. 5-4, and one of them's USC, who was 4-5. With coming into the season, USC had so much high hopes. I think everybody was paying attention to them in Oregon. So far, everything's been working out for Oregon, but not for USC or Washington. That's tough. Man, terrible outing for them yesterday. But let's go into next week. Let's see what they got going on this week coming in Big Ten play. Hopefully by the time we get through some of these previews, we'll see some, updates on the rankings, even though the AP poll will be obsolete pretty much in 2 days. Still want to see where their mindset is at, because the college football playoffs rankings will be, something similar to that. Maybe it's a little shift here and there, but it'll definitely be a lot similar to it. So Iowa this week, they'll take on UCLA. That's out in California. Don't know how this one might turn, going from coast to coast. So we'll see how that one turned out. You got Purdue versus Ohio State. I think Ohio State will get the job done. This game is in Ohio, everything like that. And plus, you got Purdue. That's a terrible team this year. They've just been terrible. That's it. Nothing much to say about them. Minnesota versus Rutgers. This game is playing in New Jersey. Rutgers at home. Rutgers 4-4 right now. I think I'll take Minnesota for the win. Michigan versus Indiana. Indiana is undefeated right now. I think Michigan's going to get the upset. A lot of people think that, Indiana's 9-0. They're going to continue this road, this, that, and third. I think they're going to get upset this week. I think they're going to catch back-to-back L's, to be honest with you. I think Michigan's going to beat them this week. And I think next week after, they'll get beat by Ohio State. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I just got a strong feeling that Michigan gets the job done, becomes bowl eligible next week, and ends Indiana's undefeated season. So I think the undefeated season for Indiana comes to a halt at 9. Maryland versus Oregon. I think Oregon will roll. This game is at home for them. They're in Eugene. Maryland offense is terrible. Just to give you some context, Josh Gaddis is their offensive coordinator. That's all I need to say. Oregon will roll. Penn State versus Washington. I think Penn State bounced back this week with a win against Washington, and continue to try to see where they end up. Can they play in the Big Ten and all that for the Big Ten championship? So let's go on over to the SEC to wrap this thing up. The SEC should have some very interesting matchups this week. I'm telling you guys, should have some very interesting matchups. Some of those games are going to mean a lot more, especially with Texas A&M losing yesterday. But speaking of yesterday, we've already spoke on most of the SEC games. Oklahoma won their cupcake game against Maine, beat them 59-14, total domination. Vanderbilt. Now, for weeks now, I've been telling you guys that Vanderbilt is going to be the biggest narrative in college football. Knocked off number 1 Alabama. They also knocked off Kentucky and a few more teams. And yesterday, Auburn became a victim. Now, Auburn is not a good team in 2024. They're 3-6 right now. They're 1-5 in SEC play. Vanderbilt is bowl eligible. Now, that is one of those games where I told you that I would take Vanderbilt. And they got the job done. 10-point win on the road at Auburn. Vanderbilt is 2-0 this season against Alabama, the state of Alabama. They beat Alabama and Auburn. Vanderbilt is 2-0 in the state of Alabama this season. Let that sink in. One of the biggest narratives in college football. And their loss last week against Texas was only a 3-point loss. They could have won that game. And I do believe they was cheated in that game, but here nor there, we're not going to talk about the refs. Mississippi State handled business against UMass, 45-20. Started out pretty rough. At the end of the first quarter, it was 10-0. And then, of course, Mississippi State went on a run. Mississippi State, shout out to them. They improved to being 2-7. Another team that got one more win than Florida State. That's tough. Let's go into this week and preview what's going to happen in the SEC. A couple key matchups will happen this week. So this week, for the Big Three, you got Florida Gators versus Texas. Now, Florida comes into this game sitting at 4-4. Texas with one loss, obviously, to Georgia. Still trying to fight to make their way into the SEC championship game. Still got a crucial game against Texas A&M at the end of the season. This game is played in Austin. Billy Napier and them will go on the road. Obviously, without Graham Mertz and now DJ Lagway, based on the injury that I've seen last night that occurred to DJ Lagway, I don't think Florida will be playing him at all, probably for the rest of the season. So more than likely, it'll be the Warner show. Um, Florida's without a lot of starters. Not quite sure how many of those guys will be back or be ready to play against Texas. I got Texas for the win. I got Texas winning big, and it is what it is. Gator fans, another letdown. Um, you might not win any more games for the rest of the season, to be honest with you, except for Florida State. I think you'll probably finish the season now with a win over Florida State, and you'll end the season with 5 wins. I think you'll now drop the game against Ole Miss. I think you'll also drop the game against what's the other opponent you guys play? LSU. You'll drop both of those games now. Without DJ Lagway, I don't think you got what it takes to beat those teams. To be honest with you. So you'll end the season at 5-7, and now your fans can start back being in a rage and uproar, and ready to fire Billy and figure out who's going to replace him and all that. So that's where I think you guys are this week. Texas will beat you. They'll beat you by big. They'll beat you big, and it is what it is. All right. So Georgia versus Ole Miss. Georgia versus Ole Miss. This will be played in Oxford. This is a primetime game at 3:30 on ABC. So you can watch this on the main channel. Also, the Florida-Texas game is on ABC, so you can watch these games back to back. You can watch them back to back, and then right after that, you can watch Alabama versus LSU. That's also on ABC Prime. So prime time on ABC will be all 3 SEC games. So Georgia, Ole Miss. Ole Miss, obviously, 2 losses in conference already, possibly out of it. They come in ranked at number 19, I'm sorry. Probably will change by Tuesday. Georgia's the number 2 team in the country. Georgia coming off a sloppy win against Florida. Struggled in that game. Carson Beck threw 3 picks, 2 touchdowns. Still got the job done against a horrible Florida team without a DJ Lagway. Then you got South Carolina, who upsetted Texas A&M. Ole Miss, Georgia, though, I think this game could go either way. I think Ole Miss can put up the points, but I'm not quite sure about their defense. But nonetheless, I think that's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be somewhere between a 3 to 7 point win for either team. We'll find out. We'll see how it goes. South Carolina versus Vanderbilt. This is going to be an interesting game. I think this game could go either way. Watching South Carolina play, I think they got what it takes to become bowl eligible. I think Vanderbilt right now is on the rise. I still believe that Vanderbilt got what it takes to beat almost damn near any team in the SEC at this point. So I think this game will be like one of those 50-50. I'm rooting for Vanderbilt, to be honest with you guys. I want to see them to continue to win. I'm on the underdog train right now. So, plus neither one of these teams are, teams that I root for. So hopefully Vanderbilt continue to win and, cause some disruption in that SEC. Mississippi State versus Tennessee. Go ahead and take Tennessee for the win in Knoxville. Not much to really speak about. Mississippi State has been horrible. I don't think it's going to change this week. Huge game. Alabama versus LSU. Both teams comes in 6-6. Alabama's already got 2 losses in SEC. If Alabama were to win this game, they basically would put LSU's hopes of going to the SEC championship game, and their playoffs possibilities will be ruined a little bit. So if Alabama were to lose this will be their 3rd game loss. I think this would probably put them out of contention for even the playoffs and stuff like that. So huge game for both teams. Can LSU stay alive in the SEC race? And can Alabama just stay alive in the playoff race? Because obviously, Alabama with 2 losses, there are going to be some controversial conversation need to be had about some of the other teams that are even 1-loss teams, but would Alabama beat them on a neutral site or this, that, and the third? The conversation they have every year. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But LSU versus Alabama, interesting. Definitely going to be one of those to watch. Missouri sitting at number 25 in the country, 6-2, while you have Oklahoma at 5-4. Oklahoma looks to become bowl eligible, and Missouri just looks to better their chances of possibly sneaking into the playoffs somewhere in their hopes and dreams. So those are your matchups for this week. Obviously, the spreads are not out yet. It's still early Sunday. The spreads are not out. So let's go into rankings real quick. I know the AP hasn't updated. More than likely, it'll be probably updated at probably around 12 to 1 o'clock. Right now, it's still a little early. But nonetheless, we'll double check just to make sure. So as of right now, the AP poll still got Miami listed as 8-0. So obviously, it's not updated. Neither does the coaching poll. So yeah, they haven't updated them. So let's go in the standings. We already know what it is with the ACC. Right now, it's Miami and SMU. So we're going to check the rest of the conferences, especially the SEC. That's where most of the controversy will happen, in the SEC. So after yesterday in the ACC, Miami is number 1 in the conference. SMU is number 2. Clemson is number 3 with that 1 loss. And Pitt is number 4 with that 1 loss. Now, obviously, Pitt plays against Clemson. So one of those 2 teams will take each other out. Somebody will end up having 2 losses. And as long as Miami and SMU finish undefeated in ACC play, they'll play. But let's just say Miami drops 1 or SMU drops 1, then that's where the controversy will come. But looking at both schedules, I think SMU and Miami will be both favored in the rest of the games they play. So this might just be your, ACC championship game. But if you go back yesterday before the games got played, nobody had Clemson losing to Louisville. Nobody had Pitt losing as badly as they did to SMU. So we'll see how that turns out. All right, BYU undefeated, only undefeated team in the Big 12, obviously. And then you got Colorado 4-1 and Iowa State 4-1. So Colorado is still alive. They can still make it into the Big 12 championship. Given the scenario that them and Iowa State were to finish with 1 loss in conference, then they would have to go to a tie-breaking scenario, which I think more than likely Colorado probably would come out on top based on, their schedule in the Big 12 versus Iowa State schedule in the Big 12, their opponents, matchups and stuff like that and records and all that. So still got like 3 more games to play. So we'll see how that turn out. That's another one to let's watch another week, and then it'll be more easier and more defined. Right now, if the conference championship were to be played, then Oregon would take on Indiana for the Big Ten. But we all know that, Indiana do have Michigan upcoming, and they do have Ohio State upcoming. So that might get a little tricky. Wait, BB, who blocked you? I didn't block you. Who blocked you? Why you say how are you blocked if you're typing? Who blocked you? I don't know. Back to what I was saying though. So obviously 2 more games left for Indiana. They got Michigan and Ohio State. So we'll see how that turns out. Oregon, on the other hand, might have a clear cut to get there. And then because right now I think they take on if I'm not mistaken, this weekend. I think Oregon got an easy opponent this weekend. Yeah, so Maryland. So Oregon has Maryland coming to town. They also have Washington and Wisconsin. Yeah, I think Iowa. I think Oregon will get in there. I think it'll be the Ducks first year in the Big Ten, playing for the Big Ten championships. You'll have two teams that went into different conference that's possibly playing for the championship with SMU and the ACC, and you have Oregon going over to the Big Ten. Um, yeah, Ohio State and Penn State with one loss each, they still have a chance. Obviously, with Ohio State beating Penn State, they would have the better chance out of the two, and especially if Ohio State were to beat if Ohio State were to beat Indiana, then they definitely would have the better chance. And let's go down to the SEC. Boise still continue their 4-0 in conference, of course. Colorado State, they're still 4-0 in conference. So, could possibly come down to those two for that championship. All right, so here's where the controversy starts. You got a 5-1 Georgia. Georgia's lost to Alabama, who basically got two losses already. Then you have Texas A&M, who lost yesterday to South Carolina. Then you got Tennessee, who's lost already. Who did Tennessee lose to? We'll come back to that. Texas, they got a loss already. And then you got LSU with a loss. Obviously, at the end of the season, Texas and Texas A&M play each other. Also, Georgia and Tennessee play each other. So some of this thing will iron itself out. Now, as far as LSU go, let's see their path. Because some of these teams are going to take each other out. So the next game for LSU is Alabama. Then they got basically Florida, Vanderbilt, and Oklahoma. So still a lot of football to be played for them. But the SEC, man, it's difficult to pinpoint exactly who's going to play for that SEC championship. So we're going to find out. But anyways, guys, appreciate y'all for tuning in, hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, watching on all the other platforms. Appreciate y'all. Go enjoy your day. The spreads will come out. We'll talk about some of the key games. Obviously, Tuesday night, the college football first rankings will come out. We'll talk about that. I'll probably drop a video or two this week of talking about, the matchups, Miami's, where they put Miami, compared to some of the other teams and all that, strength of schedule, everything that mixed into it and all that good stuff. So appreciate y'all.